I live on YouTube? Let's go, Anthony.
Happy week off work to me. Happy many percentage of Jeff Bezos' money to you.
Anthony, thank you so much for the 2 months. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your support. Thanks for using Bezos' money on me. Let's go. If you have a Prime subscription and you have... Basically, if you have a Prime subscription, you should connect your Prime account with your Twitch account. That allows you to basically subscribe to a streamer every month for free. Just because of that. And you should use it on a favorite streamer. If that happens to be me, then wonderful. Hello, YouTube. I'm now live on YouTube as well. One of the Sons of Southampton shirts getting shipped. Ordered the bundle. Now that I finally got JJ over the weekend to sign the other side, I want to show you something. Not gonna dox you. Not gonna dox you, DMR, but I believe this is your packaging, and I fully intend on tomorrow, in the morrow, send it over. Alfred, what's up? I got a video to watch, don't I? Later today, here on the stream. I'm gonna do it. Do I like Lego? I got nothing against Lego, but it also is not something that excites me. Is that a fair answer? Does that count? Look at my hair. My hair is already getting all greasy. Teeks, what's up? Ships and Dropkicks, hello, how you doing? I love seeing that Pikachu on the chat every time. I will watch it. I'm gonna watch it here. I didn't fully watch it over the weekend because I've been busy. 3 matches in 3 days. We will discuss it. Would you build a Lego thing if I gifted it to you? Maybe. Do I have the time to do it on stream? I was told showing your package on stream was against TOS. David, should we bring you bottles of conditioner at every show? I wouldn't mind that. There's one specific that works very well. Shout out to Tommy Tanner for giving me the one. Is that I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at my second bottle of it. Is it advertisement if I go and show it to you? If you wanna the way that's recommended for regular customers of pubs to tip the people that serve them is actually to buy them drinks. Because they can have them on tap, and that way they don't have to spend the money on that, and that counts as a tip, because that money they would spend buying their own drink, they would actually get it on something else, right? The idea that people would bring me bottles of conditioner, and that's how they're slowly supporting my work as a professional wrestler would be lovely. How be great is. It's the Head and Shoulders Derma. It's the blue one. Let me see. Ah, shit. Ah, worse. No, okay. We're all good. We're all good. We're all good. Can't hear the music, can you? I just dropped this on the floor. My protein shake that I'm drinking right now at the beginning of the stream. And then I dropped this on top of it. So yeah, Tommy Tanner, I was using something else. I was using more like a mask, an anti-freezing mask, and it wasn't fully working. Tommy Tanner showed me this, and it's like, it's been a godsend. I have to drench my hair in it, but it's been a godsend. But I'm sure that the majority of conditioners would work. I just really like this one. I may get like a loyalty brand because it's working for me and more people, right? You coped better than Oku doing 3 matches in 3 days. I have a 66% win percentage on the weekend. Michael has a 0% win percentage over the weekend. So yes, I did cope better than him because he lost. Build another bed. I don't need another bed, and I don't have space for another bed. Now that I look around, I could do a mini bed. Is it a Lego bed, Lauren? How can you not like Lego? Also, you build a whole bed on stream. I didn't say I don't like Lego. You're talking like I'm bearing Lego. I got nothing against Lego, right? It's not the thing for me. It's just not something that I never got into it. Don't know if I would. I did build a whole bed on stream, but there was the necessity of building the bed, and I kind of brought it together with the fact that I needed to do a stream last week, and I just did both at the same time, right? Wait, show us what? Oh, conditioner, yeah. So this conditioner I only use on shows. It's not the conditioner I use every day. I don't... Because this is an actual conditioner you're supposed to wash off, and I just don't wash it off. It's me and Roman Reigns. It's what it does. Build a Lego bed? Yeah, that's what I said, right? No, because they're not paying you unless they are paying you. They're not paying me, Sarah. I still got an email Monster about that sponsorship, right? Don't worry, we'll get you a 7-in-1 shampoo. I do wash my hair, gang. Alright, let me just make sure everyone knows that, right? Build a Lego conditioner. Conditioner bottle. Good fix there, Lauren. Well done. Don't pull a Scott Steiner promo, please. Dave Francisco Copes. Michael Copeland. Instead of a Gatorade shower, we'll dump conditioner over you. What's a Gatorade shower? What's happening here? What is this I hear about a Gatorade shower? Is this a thing I should know? Is this Gatorade shower now because we don't do shampoo anymore? What's the word? Champagne. Is it a Gatorade shower because we don't do champagne anymore? Hope everyone's doing good. Welcome to the stream. It's more of an American thing where they dump a barrel of Gatorade over the manager's head, is it? That sounds like Gatorade paid a lot of money for that to happen. David, perchance will you be at the 229? Why are you both asking the same things at the same time? Are you together, or is there a group chat that I should know about? I should know about. You can have your group chats. There are currently no plans for me to be a part of the show at the 229. My plans, if I am not a part of the show, are to... I was gonna make a reference, but it's a Portuguese reference you would not recognize. My current plans are to finish teaching my classes and then go to the 229 because it's the last 229 show ever, right? That's the story. I think RevPro doesn't know yet. Maybe they were very impressed with my performance over the weekend and they would want to feature me more. I mean, they should. We did really well over the weekend. I do want to talk about that. I do want to talk about... I'm going to ignore that, DMR. I do want to talk about that. I do want to talk about UKPW. I want to show you some exclusive footage of Purpose that is not out yet, but this is the time for me to react to it. We're going to do all that here on the stream. I also, like, over the weekend I found in the service is this size of water bottle, which is, which is the perfect size for everything. Oop, there's the brand. Which is a perfect size for the amount of water I need to drink while still fitting in the cup holder of my car. Great water bottles. Alright. Why don't I have like a water bottle that's reusable? I'm gonna lose it. I will just lose it. The amount of bottles that I use. And I reuse this all the time, to be fair. Until they're mucky. Until they're mucky. Okay, chat. Give me 1 minute. Chat amongst ourselves. I'm gonna get myself a Pepsi Max, and then we're gonna get this FRN live show on the road. One minute. Alright. What is happening on my stream today? What are you doing? Whoa, chat. You guys are going crazy. It is funny that Lauren and Phoebe are chatting amongst themselves because they're in the same room, so they're just doing it, right? Having a tiny rave as I cook dinner. It's a great song! It's a great song! That was exactly a minute. Were you timing me? Listen, I keep up my promise. Ooh, I can eat this banana. I'm gonna sleep for that. I'm not gonna eat this while I'm on stream. Right. First things first. Haven't done one of these streams, right? In 2 weeks I wasn't here. Perhaps do we have an obsession with the world? Perchance. Perchance, not perhaps, yeah. You do have it. You're just having fun, aren't you? You're just having fun. You're just a couple of girlies having fun. Come on. Just a couple of gals having fun. 2 gifts that I was given over the weekend. Sorry, over the last 2 weeks. First one, this bracelet here. That says... no core. I don't know why someone gave me a bracelet that says no core. But I'm not gonna name who gave me this bracelet. But I don't understand the reference, and I wonder if chat can explain the reference to me. No... Trying to make sure that everyone can see it properly, right? No, where is it? There you go. No core. I agree, no core. Thanks for the gift. Thanks for the gift. I moved the... There you go. Look at the amount of bracelets you all have given me. I'm very thankful, but I need to find any solution to display them. Right? You got a timeout? Oh, TK Cooper is a moderator on this stream. For a chance you'll learn how to use the reply feature. And I got this one this weekend. We got this bracelet here this weekend. That I'm gonna hope that I'm gonna see. First of all, my favorite feature is the fact that it has a little heart there. That I didn't see it until later. Can I turn this to the lights? Okay, right. And oh, thanks for the cheers, TK. And the bracelet says. Where does it start? It starts right here. Am I showing you properly? I am. Son. I'm gonna have to do it this way so I can turn my hand the other way. Right. Son of Sheffield. It is a lovely, lovely bracelet. And it kind of proves something that I want to talk about in a second, which is the fact that the idea that David Francisco and his success is only a Southampton phenomenon is not true, as I've been alluding to for a very long time. And now I prove it. Just notice I had this water bottle there. You live in a TK Cooper dictatorship. That is true. Kim Jong Cooper. That is insane. That's crazy. Crazy messages on my chat right now. Son of everywhere. Home, away from home, away from home, away from home, away from home, etc, etc, etc. Okay. Do you want to talk about the weekend? Because I'll do it. I'm not a coward. Oh, hello. Lauren, thank you so much for your 100 bits. Nothing happens on bits. I should get a little alert to get something for it. What about him? Is he dropping another album? Oh, Kim Jong Cooper. Okay, here we go. I want to let Andy know with bits. I'll do some rewards are only bit stuff, right? Okay, so the Great British Tag League has started this weekend. Summer Sizzler on Friday, live in Sheffield on Sunday. And it's out of stock. What do you mean it's out of stock? Is it on cooldown? Or do you have no more points to spend? Suck it, Andy! You massive nerd! And the Sons of Southampton were featured on both these shows as we are part of the Great British Tag League. The first two matches, ourselves and GYV, have 2 matches in the Great British Tag League. On our block, we are the only team that has 2 matches so far. CPF and True and Lacey have 1 match each. And Connor Mills and Jay Joshua haven't started their participation in the Great British Tag League, right? Technically beat 1/4 the CPF through the whole weekend. That is true. I did wrestle CPF a lot this weekend, and I'm going to show you highlights of all of it here on the stream. So, first things first, talking about important stuff, we got to talk about the CPF, my God. We got to talk about the Sons of Southampton merch. It's been a huge success, right? JJ Gale actually put it best. Let me show it here. It's gonna work. There you go. Callum is just a close friend, not a personal. JJ put it best now, actually, JJ Gale. Who'd have thought it? The North and Midlands love the Sons of Southampton. Gets yours also class, because what happened is we have sold out of mediums on the stock that I have here. We can make them to order, all right? So, little merch update. If you want a medium, you can order them online. We'll be able to deliver it to you, or we'll be able to have them with us, hopefully in time for the upcoming shows. Probably not for this 229. But we have run out of mediums. We're probably not going to add any more mediums. So thanks for the support. But please get your medium soon. We have 1 2XL left, 1 3XL left. We have limited sizes on large, small, and XL. Thanks for everyone who has bought a bundle. Thanks everyone over the weekend bought themselves a t-shirt. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the fact that you are tolerating the fact that prices are a bit bigger than what normally merch is. This is tag team merch, so the profit is actually going to be divided by 2, so you're supporting 2 wrestlers with 1 purchase. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I got thrown out by this Anthony Russell message. Thanks for your support. Please be large. My order 1 tomorrow and collect the 229 if you're there. I don't see how I'm not going to be at the 229. I wonder if I'll forget to bring it if I'm not booked. So you're going to have to continue to remind me. But if not, I'll also have them a purpose. That's not going to be a problem on that end, right? So thanks to everyone who has been purchasing the merchandise. I also want to clarify something, because this keeps being brought up, and I feel like I have to address these. I'm not sure if they're allegations or what they are, right? But I know that I'm the person that's taking care of all of it. I done the orders. I got the spreadsheet. I got a spreadsheet. I'm not going to show it to you because he has numbers, but I got a spreadsheet. And I didn't do a screenshot to blur it, okay? I am going to split the profits with JJ Gale. Why wouldn't I? Why am I going to? The idea that this is all a ploy for me to use JJ Gale's, how can I put it? Goodwill that he's built with the fans, so that I can leverage the brand that he's built for himself against potential sales of merchandise, so that I can then keep the profits, is very silly. Also, you should buy that merch, because JJ's going to go on holiday soon, and I'm pretty sure he would want some holiday money. I am going to split the profits with JJ Gale Once he asks for them, I'll be able to present him. I think we are starting to profit now. I think we've paid for all the costs and we are starting to profit. I will know for sure as tomorrow I send the last of the bundles that people have ordered when we put them on sale, which I appreciate that support, gang. But yeah, that's going to happen, okay? Let's fund JJ Gill's Megaloof Bender. Megaloof? What the hell is Megaloof? Why is this not ringing a bell? Sorry, why is this ringing a bell? Let's fund JJ Gill's Jet to Holiday. Oh, Megaloof actually exists in Mallorca. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, look at this. You know that all these islands like Mallorca and like these Spanish islands and everything, I never been there. I never fully, you know. It's Magaluf, not Megaloof. I read it wrong. Magaluf. Magaluf. We do have Magaluf in Portuguese. Happy to inform you all that we do have Magaluf in Portuguese. You're welcome. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. That's what JJ Gill is going to get, right? The Brits, listen, Portuguese love those islands too. Trust me. But I am not surprised that the Brits will want to go to the closest, because I know the islands are sunny. I'm not surprised that the Brits would want to go to the closest sunny place, right? I mean, what else are you going to do? Joyam, what's up? Bonjour, ça va bien? Bienvenue au stream. Hope I'm saying that properly. Maintenant, je parle de... about... de... mon expérience dans le weekend. That just ended. That's I'm getting better at my French, but I still can't... we're not there yet. Tenerife, yeah, there we go. Nothing beats a JJ Gale holiday. Funded by t-shirts. Magaluf is where Mira goes on holiday. Right now she only goes on right now she only goes on a hospital. Is there a hospital? Is there like some sort of MAGA reference? It will be St. George's because it's real England, am I right? When she's not at the dentist. I got a few thoughts to share with you. Give me just a second again. Let me just do something here. Right, I know that was more than a second. I know you're counting. It was more than a second. I admit it was more than a second. Right, a few more thoughts. Okay. That was the first time I wrestled at the hangar on Friday. I was very impressed. I've never been to the hangar in Wolverhampton before the pandemic when it was run by Fight Club Pro. I was very impressed by when RevPro ran the hangar the first time. I really liked it. I think it was a really nice crowd. And yesterday, even though I was a part of that show... Friday was the first time that I wrestled at the hangar. I loved it. Tremendous crowd. I think it's a really cool. I said good and cool at the same time. I think it's a really cool hot spot for RevPro. I'm hoping, and obviously we got Fantastica Mini coming around, which I'm hoping to be a part of. I think it's a really nice hot spot for RevPro, and I am looking forward to that continuing. DMR, what do you think of the Lee and Slater promo yesterday? I thought it was in bad taste. I don't have context to give you. I know about the promo. As someone that cuts promos a lot, sometimes you will just kind of like say stuff that is in the moment. There's no such thing as scripts or anything, and sometimes things that you say have a certain intention, and there's a different intention coming out of it. I understand it can be a touchy subject. I think that... I think the idea that everything is premeditated and everyone is very happy and comfortable with everything that happens in the ring at all times, like it exists a lot, is something that is assumed by a pocket of fans that obviously care about these issues. And the more I can hopefully put forward the idea that things are not at that level and they are impossible to be at that level, the better. Right? So I don't think, again, I don't have context, but having been in similar positions in different roles, I don't think that what happened was a deliberate, like, I'm gonna say this line, and it's going to be shocking, you know? So, I'm gonna let the people involved talk about it. I don't have context over things, but my experience says that sometimes slip-ups happen that don't have severe or bad intentions behind them. They're just slip-ups. And I wish everyone could give a little bit more grace to people when things are just slip-ups. It's different when they're serious. This was a slip-up. And I've been in many. That's my thoughts on it. The Hanger crowd is making up for the Coventry crowd's Coventry-ness. Hey, Tiz, I met you in Coventry. Maybe you're the problem. David, are you sure you want to work Fantastica Mania? Yes, I am. I am certain I want to work Fantastica Mania. It's okay. Or if Amir does it, Fantastica Maga. No, there. I was trying to see if there was a way to put Maga in the middle, but no. It is a shame that Amir is just, Maga. But love Wolverhampton, love the Hanger. I am so looking forward to continue to be a part of it. I think the crowd was great. I mean, as you're gonna see, they welcomed me with open arms. Of course they did, and it is very interesting, just like it happened in Sheffield, as I'm going to talk about in a second, that this idea that only Southampton cares about David Francisco is slowly being proven wrong. I knew that this was the case, but it was about time people were able to actually see it, as opposed to me just coming here and sitting on this chair and telling people of that, right? Network was also very cool. Andy Q was wrong. All right, okay. We're ready to throw fists. Still can get over Mercedes calling Wolverhampton cute. Right, okay. All right, let me lift the veil a little bit. Tismetis says, still can get over Mercedes calling Wolverhampton cute. Is that the same Wolverhampton? Let me show you. Let me give you a peek behind the curtain a little bit. I was asked on the day of Wolverhampton to pick up Mercedes and Beast Mortos from the hotel they were staying at. And it was like a 15-minute drive from the venue. It was a beautiful, picturesque, super traditional, like, I entered and I'm like, the coolest, most beautiful, like, traditional British pub and hotel. Like, I saw it, and the venue was cute. It was a really cool, cute place. And the cities, I'm sure she was also, there's good things in Wolverhampton. Maybe you don't get to see them because you're just so used to them, right? But they can be different. Country home, yeah, that was a very good one. Very good place. Good way to put it. That's a very good way to put it. Exactly, it's a country home. And yeah, like, network, same thing. You're gonna hear, I'm gonna show you how behind me and the Sons of Southampton the network was. Obviously, we even got gifts at the network. There is a huge pocket of fans in the north that are very into, and they're part here in the chat as well. They're here on the streams, but even just like on Twitter, on Instagram, I can tell that there is that, and I've been able to make a connection with that area of the country as well. It's really cool how it's interesting how RevPro has these localized, they used to be before the pandemic, you would have traveling fans and the pocket of fans tended to be always the same. Now there's been a very interesting development of localized audiences that come to the same shows. I've noticed the reaction online by people that went to the show and the Wolverhampton show, went to the show and liked the show. They were saying how they love the show. They can't wait to buy tickets for the next time RevPro is there in Wolverhampton for Fantastica Mania, as opposed to mentioning the idea that they love the show and they now want to come to the anniversary show. And I don't think that is a knock on the anniversary show. I think that is just the idea that these fans are satisfied with just going to the wrestling that is coming to their area. And I think that's a positive in business-wise. I'm not going to get into it now, but I think that's a positive business-wise. David, I'm going to need you to tell us how beautiful Beast Mortos is under the mask. I don't think that is up to me to say. I think that if I mention or comment anything like that, Mercedes Moné is going to use her influence and control to cut my career short. Don't Google don't go on Twitter and type RevPro and then go on the latest tab, because fans can be silly. To make sure my career gets pulled back because I'm hitting on her man. I mean, if he was that beautiful, why would he be wearing a mask? Am I right? So yeah, I think as I'm going to be able to show you, it is very interesting that a team like the team that is called Sons of Southampton is connecting so well to fans all around the country. We saw the reaction when JJ finally accepted to team with me at the 229 in London. Wolverhampton welcomed us with open arms. The Sheffield went crazy for us. I'm a visionary and it's working, and I just want to once again thank everyone that is paying attention and that cares. That means a lot, right? Are there any shows in near London November that you're going to be a part of? Well, Purpose Wrestling, right? Purpose Wrestling every month in the library in Wimbledon. That's on Wrestle Talk next week. Francisco calls Mortos Butters. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to then come here on the stream and talk about that news, right? So you're saying the possibility is there that Mortos was so beautiful that you dare speak about it, your career would be cut short? I am not saying anything. I'm going to stop mentioning. If you want it so much, then you should probably allow... how about the mask versus mask match? Or a mask versus hair match with someone? Then you can all find out together. Right? I am not the one. I respect... the history and tradition of Mexican wrestling. I'm not going to be the one to spill the beans here. Come on, gang. Another thing that I think was interesting to see over the weekend, and again, I'm going to be able to show you, but did you get the Thai sweet chili crisp for Mercedes? Right. Are we going to talk about this right now? We're going to talk about this right now. I'm going to go on a detour. Apologies, everybody. I'm going to go on a detour. David versus Frank Mortis, attorney in a law in a hair versus... Who's Frank Mortis? Oh, not that Mortis. Were you the person who made her eat a pickled egg? I was not with Mercedes. I only went to get her from the airport. But we have to talk. We have to talk about this thing about food. Because... Where is my tweet? Where is my tweet? I gotta show it to you, right? There's been a lot of conversation online. Okay, so Mercedes Moné, should I find her tweet? I should probably find her tweet and show it here, right? CEO. Oh, her handle isn't Mercedes. Oh, I keep writing with a Z because I'm used to our Mercedes. Where is she talking about the egg? Got all 6 belts. Got all that. I'm scrolling here. There's the dance with yeah. So this is the thing that resulted from the thing. Should I just type egg? Mercedes Moné egg. I'm scrolling. Okay, here we go. Right. On the 24th of July, I can't believe I said the date like that. On July 24, Mercedes Moné Vernaro tweeted, "I'm never eating eggs again thanks to the UK." That follow up with a conversation about how basically the whatever eggs she ate gave her food poisoning, and she's now gonna take it out on Sapphire and Hale Windsor. And I'm not gonna talk about that part. The thing is, this tweet right here rekindle the conversation that still happened the last time that she was here, and it happened with a few other people. I think, was it Leo Rush going to Greg's, right? Full name, I mean, she wrote the name. Its name is right there, right? About the idea that people aren't taking these international wrestlers to proper places, right? Oh, whoa, why are they eating all this shit food? Why are they eating in all these bad places? We're not taking them to the proper places in the country, right? The conversation immediately sparked, right? It came back. I remember this happening a few months ago, and it came back, right? She had an airport full English, didn't she? I guess she did last time, and she'd enjoyed it, okay? And people were like, oh my god, why is she having like a full English from freaking Weatherspoons, or whatever it is, right? And I don't know if she went spoons, but I remember that people were like criticizing the fact that she had the English breakfast, and then now like, oh, here we go. Why is no one giving her proper food? And I think that you are all blind to the reality that you live in, and that's why I tweeted this yesterday, right? International wrestlers having bad food when they come to the UK is not an issue with the people taking care of them, but it's actually a systemic issue. And I understand there was an ambiguity here, and I also know that Sarah didn't mean this, but awfully immediately responded with, hey, I keep volunteering to help with this, and I took that opportunity to clarify that the system in question that I'm talking about here is not the systemic issue of who takes care of these wrestlers while they're here, is the systemic issue with the food itself. Because tell me, besides pie or a Sunday roast, what will these people try that is genuine British food? I'm waiting. What is the real experience for these wrestlers? Fish and chips, fair, but these are athletes. I understand if the last thing they want is to eat fried chips with fried fish. You know? Sausage roll, that is what Greg's is for. You get a sausage roll from Greg's, which is the majority of which is probably the place that you can get a sausage roll the easiest, right? And that is like relatively good quality. You can go and sit at a rustic pub and get a sausage roll there. Bangers and mash is a variation. Bangers and mash is a bad variation on a pie. I knew what you meant because I've been on your stream before. Yeah, there you go, right? There you go. And I understand we got clear on that. But it gave me the opportunity to clarify it as well, right? Tesco meal deal. Right, now we're talking, right? Putting Mercedes in front of a meal deal fridge and be like, pick your 3 items. What's your menu? Take her to M&S, get her a picnic. I'm sorry, what? I'm fighting you in the car park? What? What did I say? What about what I said is going to be the thing that's going to make me fight in a car park? I can, if this was Portugal, and I'm only using what I know, but I've traveled a little bit enough to know that it can be different. And then I hear people talking about traveling and eating in places, right? And I'm talking about like different countries. And they get this. I can name you 15 or 20 dishes that I would give Mercedes for lunch if she was coming for a show in Portugal. I know exactly where I would go to get them. I know exactly how to spot a place that will sell like traditional Portuguese food. And it's going to be food that she's going to like. Right? And it's the same if I went to Spain. I went to Spain a little bit and I know exactly how, like, if I need to get some sort of like traditional Spanish lunch or like traditional lunch from Barcelona, from Madrid, whatever, I know the kind of place I gotta go to. Italy, oh my god. In Italy, the same way that we have Greg's here, in Italy they just have pasta kiosks, and they're tremendous. But here, what are the options? The options end up being like one of the best options ends up being Nando's, which is not British food. And if we are all in agreement with the idea that maybe the problem is the chains that they are presented forward, that maybe Greg's has been able to do a really good job with their marketing to get Leo Rush to enjoy it. And you guys have to also remember how, for people that are not from the UK food is, I'm going to use the term exotic, which feels like the best way to describe what I'm talking about, but it's like different, right? It's like people going to America, like Amira's love of Buc-ee's, right? An American is probably sick of freaking Buc-ee's, and Buc-ee's isn't special, but you get a British person or an Irish person to go to Bucky's, and they're going to be amazed because it's different. It's exotic, right? And it's the same thing here. If we can all be in agreement that, okay, maybe they should have gone to Nando's or Pasta, whatever, the Evangelis or whatever chain we're talking about, then wonderful. But if the ideas are like, oh, she's not eating the real British food, I'm like, what is the real British food, gang? What is it? Don't you think there is a problem, a systematic problem with food? What, she's gonna eat an entire shepherd's pie before having a match? Full English breakfast is English food. David, what's your favorite English meal? I don't know if I have one. I like a good breakfast, but I also like modify it. Take her for a nice cream tea. That'd be nice. You know what? That'd be nice. I think Mercedes would enjoy that. Bangers and mash slander. I'm not even slandering bangers and mash. I love mashed potatoes. I don't mind sausages. The idea that you would brand the meal as bangers and mash and try to put like, oh, you know, like bangers and mash, traditional bangers and mash. It's mashed potatoes and sausages. Never has that tweet that says the British still eat like it's World War II and the bombs are still flying overhead been so accurate as it is when you stare at a bangers and mash dish. What are we doing here? Perchance Saints Remit, you're loving this perchance thing. 3 or 4 Cumberland sausages, mashed potatoes, baked beans is my death row meal. Baked meal. All right, here we go. You want a controversial take? Baked beans, overrated. Overrated. I stared at yesterday. I'm not going to name the wrestler. I stared at a British wrestler yesterday eating baked beans from the pot. And I'm staring at that. I'm like, how is that enjoyable? What are we doing here? Honest Burger. Honest Burger is not British food. A burger is not British food. Colonial seasoning. I think the thing is, we get annoyed at Americans saying British food is bad because how is American food better, right? That is another conversation, right? But I feel like the majority of the conversations have been about like, it's like, American comes into Britain, tastes British, what is actually culturally the food that British eat, and then there's a parallel conversation about how British being like, why are they being served that? I'm like, that is the culture, guys. That is what they have. That is the menu. That is what's on offer. The problem is with the food, not with the wrestler. I take the criticism from most Europeans. Appreciate it, Sarah. Thank you. Go for a tikka masala. Traditional British tikka masala. There was an event that I was a part of for the past 2 weeks. The event was about like presenting British culture in a very like cheeky and superficial way, to be fair, but presenting British culture to an American crowd. And they had like an Elton John imitator. They had like Beatles versus Rolling Stones Battle of the Bands on the stage, and it was just like impersonators of that. And then they had the fish and chip stations, and they had a food station. And then one of the food station was a curry station, but they had to make it British, so they call it the Brick Lane Curry Station. Ah, yes, the traditional Brick Lane curries. Give her a Monster Munch, Pepsi Max, and a sandwich. That is food. Mashed tatties with butter and gravy slaps pretty hard. It is good, DMR. I do agree with it. But that is not the conversation we're having here. Bring her to Southampton. We'll take her to Shirley High Street and get her a plested pie and a cheese and bacon turnover. Cheese and bacon turnover. Listen to yourselves talk. Bangers and mash is just unfortunate. That is an insane message, Phoebe. Just unfortunate is a crazy slander. It's crazy slander. Wow. Hate baked beans. Baked beans are lovely. Baked beans. Baked bean hate in Big 25. I love how baked beans are your Marmite, gang. If you don't like baked beans, you are a melt. I'm sorry, that's the law. I don't think it's the law. I don't mind the baked beans. I got nothing against baked beans. I just think they're overrated. I can get why people don't like baked beans for the texture. The taste is unparalleled. No, not true. There are better beans out there. That is true, yeah. If they are not covered in tomato sauce, I'm not interested in the beans. So maybe the bean isn't that good. I like beans. Baked beans are just in general overrated, you know. It's the wrong tomato sauce. That sauce is nasty. Tikka masala was technically a Scottish invention. Is that true, or are we? Is that one of those things that people say? Oh, actually, cannelloni beans in actual tomato sauce is much better. All right, Sandy. Okay, we're being fancy here now. Perchance beef Wellington. Is beef Wellington a British dish? Because if it is, then yes, now we're talking. That should be your flagship dish. I never had a beef Wellington. Cheese and bacon turnover sounds like the best thing ever. Greg's has one. Greg sells cheese and bacon turnover. Have some at Greg's. I remember one time Ryback came up to Scotland and the people that were with him gave him match tatties, haggis, and og recipe iron brew. My God. Talk about a Scottish... But at least that's a Scottish experience. At least like, you're coming to Scotland, here's the Scottish food you're going to eat. These are the people that are... Like, the food that these Americans are eating when they come here is British food. And you have to admit that. You cannot be talking about an imaginary good food, actually, that we have, and they're just not experimenting it. No. This is what the majority of people eat here. I have to cook my own food to be happy. I like a good Greg sometimes. It's pretty good. I'm talking about all this, and I like a lot of the things that I'm talking about here. Jellied eels. Oh, as for the pickled egg, as for bringing all the way around to the pickled egg, I know, right? Who the hell is eating pickled eggs? Come on. There's nothing good about pickled eggs. Are we insane? Why are we serving pickled eggs in general? What kind of person went, you know what we need? No, actually I do. There used to be a time where refrigerators were not a thing. So you had to preserve your food somehow. We can leave those times behind. All right? We don't have to do pickled eggs. We as a society can just decide not to do it. Okay? We have to be strong. We can do this. It was made by a... Why am I hearing slander about beans? Go back and watch. I'm going to edit this into a podcast episode. It'll be fine. I thought tikka masala was invented in Birmingham. There we go. Now everyone is trying to claim it, right? It was made by a Bengali family in Scotland. So yeah, it doesn't really count. Thank you. There we go. It doesn't really count. Is it Coronation Chicken that was also made as a thing of like, oh, no, here's our version of it. Coronation Chicken can be good sometimes. Ketchup trumps that nasty sauce. Oof. Hello, Lishi. How you doing? The thing is, like, I understand if... Sarah's awfully awful. Who's eating pickled eggs? I understand if... I understand Mercedes being like, oh, here's something new that I never had before. I wouldn't have it. I don't want any pickled anything. I leave all that pickled stuff away from me. I don't want it. I do not want it. Not touching beef Wellington after that woman in Australia murdered her in-laws by putting death cap mushrooms with it. What? I'm sorry, what? What is a beef Wellington, by the way? I know what it is. I'm just like, what goes with it? What's usually the presentation of it? I never had it. English or French origin? That's so funny if beef Wellington ended up being French, if they proved it. That would be hilarious. How do you serve it with? They don't say. Oh, you can just have it with whatever. Can I have it with pasta? Little spaghetti beef Wellington. Google Erin Peterson. Am I gonna be demonetized? Why hasn't everyone said the most British meal, the cheeky Chinese? See what I mean? That's what I mean. It is. We're saying this is kind of like not a joke. That is the reality of the situation here. Hey, I'm in Britain. What did the locals eat? I don't know. Take out Indian? Kebab? Refuse pickled eggs as a construct? The word pickled makes it sound grim anyways. It was her fault. No, maybe she likes pickled stuff. Maybe she likes pickles, right? I don't like it. Like, I don't live... Throw that sour stuff away from me. I want nothing to do with that. Right. Let me look at this Harry Peterson and we're going to go back on track. Guilty of all charges. What the hell? All right, BBC, what you got for me? 50 years old, murdering 3 relatives. She served up beef Wellingtons containing death cap mushrooms. Oh, she caught mushrooms to serve with the beef Wellingtons and they all died because of the mushrooms? And she knew? Prosecutors argue Patterson knowingly added the toxic mushrooms, lied to the police, and disposed of evidence. Jesus Christ. Patterson denied guilt, saying she accidentally included the poisonous fungi and lied out of panic. She can still appeal her conviction. Wow. Jesus Christ. Oh, you're not watching this, are you? It's on the other. You didn't capture it properly. Anyways. Most British meal. Pick and choose tea on a Sunday. Bread, condiments, cheese, bit of ham, maybe some Billy Bear and some tongue. I want nothing to do with these cheese boards. I want nothing to do with that. Couldn't be me. British food is innovating with what you have and then convincing yourself is good. British food is seasoning stuff with tradition, right? There's no better flavor than tradition, you know? Our ancestors ate this, therefore... I'd love to try beef Wellington. I'm very curious. I gotta give myself the chance to try beef Wellington soon. Right, let's get back on track. Forgot about the raw cheese thing. All right. Every time there's those cheese boards, I'm like, okay, I'll have the grapes, thank you. You can have everything else. Maybe a little cracker. You can have anything else. Where was I? Hint taken. Oh no, that's not what I'm doing, Sandy. Come on. I'm lucky I'm Indian. I get good food every now and then. I'm gonna have Indian for dinner tonight. Yeah, I'll show you on the Discord. Remember we're talking about Sons of Southampton? So, we have only tagged, up until Wolverhampton, we had only tagged once. We tagged against True and Lacey. I think I'm not. Has this changed? Have plans for dinner changed? We tagged, I think we had the home advantage and that helped us. Might order some British food. Yeah, of course. Indian. Not a charcuterie fan. Anything that isn't chorizo is not for me. This antipasti thing, I want nothing to do with that. All right, none of this olives, raw olives, none of that. Why isn't it called Gale for Cisco? Because up until now you haven't put forward the idea yet. So I'm gonna show the Gale for Cisco soon. No Indian food today. All right, okay, we'll talk about that. So, Sons of Southampton had teamed once. We did beat True and Lacey. I feel like we had the home advantage. I think we had the advantage as well of like the new factor. They didn't know what they were preparing themselves for. True and Lacey, that is, and we were able to beat them with it. So now we wrestled CPF, and truth is, we did not win. We didn't start the Great British Tag League with a win. And I think that's purely because of CPF's experience, right? I was going to show you the highlights. No, I'll do the little briefing and then we'll show the highlights. There we go. CPF was just more experienced. I think there's a lot of moments in that match in Wolverhampton where JJ and I are not fully on the same page, and that's purely because of our lack of experience as a team and just being in that team environment and being able to kind of like read what the other person's doing. CPF, they're friends, they know each other very well, they have drilled all their offense, and they were able to just be a better team than us, right? To take advantage of positions that they were able to put us in and get the win from that, right? Things worked out better against True and Lacey the day after. I think the fact that we've beaten them before is a factor to it. Maybe the Sons of Southampton are True and Lacey's kryptonite, right? Maybe there's a thing where True and Lacey just can't beat the Sons of Southampton, right? I think that we tightened up loose ends. We were able to kind of, when we are teaming now against True and Lacey for the third time, and after the work we've done with bringing a little bit of new offense into the fold that we were kind of presenting at this with the CPF match, and then brought the same thing to the True and Lacey match, we were now more experienced in trying to get that offense in, and basically we had a chance to drill it in a match, if that makes sense. We still did a tag on the wrong corner, which is crazy. I'm going to show you that in a second. And then Will Caven was there to help True and Lacey. And I think that they thought that was going to be an advantage, but actually it wasn't a disadvantage. I think the fact that Will Caven was there was key to the fact that we were able to win. Because there's a direct correlation between what happened with Will Caven, me getting him kicked out, and then us being able to ride that momentum into beating True and Lacey. Sounds like a them problem, am I right? So we're going to talk about the standings. I do want to go with you through the standings at the Great British Tag League, but let's watch some highlights first. I want to show you some highlights, having in mind that on RevProOnDemand.com, they were able to put all the matches out, which is good. Is JJ Gill trying to take center spot in the Portugals? I don't think that JJ Gill is a member of the Portugals. The Sons of Southampton are one thing. The Heróis do Mar are another thing. Maybe if JJ Gill wants to be on an honorary Portugal, he can take my spot, because I'm not in the Portugals. Am I right? What if we start calling you the Moonshine Machine? I think JJ is trying to take Killer Kelly's baby spot. Why aren't you guys called the Portugals? Because that is not a good name. David Francisco wants to join the Englads. Englads. Engerlods in Milwaukee. Moose, what's up? Right. Is this gonna work? No. Why are you doing this to me? Fucking. How do I? There you go. Okay. So here's how Wolverhampton welcomed the Sons of Southampton. Yeah, they went great. Yeah. They did.
Well, here we go. So first time we're going to get some action in Block B of the Great British Tag League. And two guys who I thought were never going to form a tag team. JJ Gale was very reluctant.
This is Summer Sizzler, one of the biggest shows of the year for Revolution Pro Wrestling, and just like it happened at High Stakes, the RevPro fans cannot be indifferent to David Francisco. I mean, I recognize some of those excited noises. That is true. Some of them might be on the chat. Mixed reaction. I understand I'm a bit of a controversial wrestler, and I kind of like revel in living in that moment. It's a really nice line to walk, keeping you on your toes.
He's defied odds against some of the very best that Revolution Pro Wrestling has to offer, and perhaps all David Francisco needed was a little heart and soul.
However, that's not all on us. There was way more than 300-inch benches going there. That is true. That is the thing. Like, I know I can't just pinpoint to that specific section of the crowd because, you know, what can I say? What can I say? Regardless of what some people might think, RevPro is kind of revolving around me a little bit, isn't it? When are we getting the mashup? Soon. Not even joking.
So this is the first of two tag league
I wanted. This was the opportunity where I was able to give JJ Gale his Sons of Southampton t-shirt.
where they stand, and oh no, David Francisco's got a t-shirt. He's had merchandise made.
I did have merchandise made.
Now is that a step too far for JJ Gale? Will he accept that?
Also, very nice, by the way. Very nice of Andy to mention all my accolades. I'm glad that there is at least someone in RevPro that keeps in mind the things that I've been able to do in my very short tenure as a full member of the RevPro roster, right? The impact that I've made in a year in this company, and and all the accolades that I've been able to accomplish are not to be forgotten. And I appreciate that Andy Quillen is one that doesn't forget them. Dave Bradshaw, on the other hand, seems to forget them. As Anthony Russell's saying, he seems to even forget the fact that wrestlers will make merch, right? Nothing bad ever happens when a new tag team gets merch. What do you mean?
And is Francisco winning the royalties?
Oops, I didn't want that. Possibly go wrong for the Portugals. Portugals does sound good. It's not gonna be the name of the team, but it does sound good. Look at this synchrony, right? I'm letting him also like get all the adulation of the crowd and everything. Look at this synchronicity. I may be able to finally allow him to, maybe able to finally get him to allow me to do this one, okay? Here we go, 3 points in the Great British Tag League. Thanks, Wolverhampton. Appreciate you welcoming the Sons of Southampton with such open arms. I guess for one day we were your sons too. We were your the stepsons of Wolverhampton. Maybe. So, JJ was still kind of like working a lot for himself. You can watch this full match on RevPro on demand.com, by the way. But I needed to get in, and we needed to kind of work together, and we did. It was very successful. Look.
AJ Gale absolutely scintillating this Friday night in Wolves. And JJ Gale, oh, David Francisco just tagged himself in whilst JJ Gale's on fire, but, well, Gale got caught, sorry, Francisco got caught, and Gale's undeterred. Again,
I throw people around now, by the way. This is me. See, that worked, right? I know that I like.
That passage of action with a pin attempt. He's just giving. Look at David Francisco giving Gale the thumbs up there, just trying to get his approval, make sure that Gale was okay.
Got the tag in. Listen, JJ Gale was fine. I know he was surprised with the fact that we teamed together, but we did. I want to publicly apologize, by the way, to everyone that was in Wolverhampton. We didn't get a chance to deliver on the double suplex promise that we make here, and we probably should have.
Participation in this Great British Tag League has made no secret of the fact that he has the
blind tags keep me healthy. A blind tag a day keeps the Doctor of Thugonomics away.
Escape a double suplex attempt there. Francisco knocked to the outside. Gale can't get a hold of Danny Black. Francisco pulled down the middle rope. Black went flying down to the outside.
And I single-handedly am able to kind of like stop Danny Black's momentum.
And off the assist from Francisco, who's very quickly got himself back into the Sons of Southampton corner.
And now we have control of him. JJ Gill in this moment here is kind of telling me that he's not super happy. Like, oh, please don't do that. And I'm like, sorry, listen. Leopard can't change its spots, right? It's worked for me and it's working for us. I mean, here we are working together and taking control over Danny Black. All right? Here we are. Wrestle Trash. Hi, Babs. Wait a minute. Is this MJ? Is this MJ? Let's go. It is. I got confirmation. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, MJ. We're watching Wolverhampton, and then I got to talk about this baby right here, don't I? Once we go to the Sheffield part. I throw people now? I've always thrown people, to be fair. TK Cooper, that's crazy that your combo runs on the impetus that you're going to get blocked by the person in the corner. No. I'm going in to hit a clothesline. But if I get blocked, then I am able to adapt my position for JJ to take advantage of it. Or JJ sees that he can use me as a launching pad for that uppercut. And now, obviously, it's a thing that we know we can do. It's like a plan B if plan A doesn't work. And he's just using it, right? We're not depending on it. There's a plan A. Right, I'm going to crush the person in the corner, pull him out, and throw with a suplex. We drill it. You saw how quickly JJ Gill just threw Danny Black at me after he hit him with the second uppercut, because he knows that is the end point of that combo that we're doing. But if by any chance Danny Black blocks, then he'll be able to take advantage of that, right? And I'm there to use it. The same way that if he's able to block JJ Gill and he's in a similar position, if I have to step off of him to hit a clothesline, I'm sure that JJ Gill is not going to mind, right? That's the point of working together. I feel like a blind tag would make the Doctor of Thugonomics appear because you can't see them. Oh, god damn it, Lishi, that is good. Right. So, we work together pretty good. We were able to kind of keep Danny Black isolated for a while. I think that because it was the first time ever that we were actually controlling an opponent that we never done that before, like isolating one of our opponents and be able to try and grind him down to get the win. We didn't have as much experience on that, and Danny Black has been in the position of suffering that and being able to escape that much more than we've been in a position of controlling someone. Therefore, because of that, he was able to turn things around, got Joe Lando in at some point. Joe Lando and Danny Black actually have me isolated. They do that little backbreaker moonsault thing that they do, okay, and then they're gonna go for the I forgot the name of it. The FIJ, I think it's the FIJ. Oh, wait a minute. This was supposed to start to the FIJ. Where is it? This is in the wrong place. And I am able, there we go. So they're going to go for the FIJ, and I am able to single-handedly turn things around to benefit the Sons of Southampton. Trying to get this, no, what are you doing? Trying to get this big enough to look good on the stream. I guess I'm just gonna have to bite this bullet like this here, isn't it? Anyways, as I'm gonna show you. All right, you convinced me. Thank you, TK. And I thought about these things. These things I thought of, TK. Come on. Standing ovation, no notes. It is very good. What if you start throwing JJ? Throw your opponents off. I can throw JJ at my opponents. Do you have a move like that? No, I'm only holding my opponents for JJ to throw himself at them. There's a lot of that, as we're going to see, right?
And going back for the tag.
So later in the match, here comes CPF. Oh, this is their combo. I guess I'll let you watch the combo. There you go.
Depositing Francisco on those.
That sucks, by the way. You have nowhere to go to protect yourself. I saw Joe Lando coming at me. And if I'm on the floor, I may be able to manipulate my body in a certain way. I am getting squished between Joe Lando's momentum and body and Danny Black's knees against my back and my lungs. That sucks. They take a little bit too long here. I'm able to kind of like get my breath back. I kind of realized I'm in the wrong place. I kind of maybe give them a false sense of security by cowering out a little bit. Joe Lando moonsault on me, right? And there it is. Deadly punch.
Technically illegal. I'm sure David Francisco.
Not 20.
YouTube video breaking down why it wasn't.
Don't you dare say that. You'll be accused of a conspiracy theory, won't you?
And bamboozle into Everstone kick.
Wow. Look at that for a
right.
kick from David Francisco.
Yeah, he calls it the Everstone.
JJ sees the opening is there. I am able to see that as well.
He says a lot of things, Francisco.
Yeah,
here's our combo. Love this combo. We kind of changed it a little bit because this worked with True and Lacey last time. Ruckus into Swanton. JJ didn't fully hit that Swanton, just enough with his upper back and head. But I think that if he was able to manipulate his body to land a little bit more on him, we would be able to get the win there. But just no depends whatsoever. Okay, here's the first moment of... sorry, I was saying that, like, no stopping on it, dwelling on it, right? We just kept going to the next... basically the next combination that we were going to try here to get the win, okay? We drilled this one. We worked together a bit and talked about it and drilled this one. But you can see the lack of chemistry that we still kind of have as a team, which I think is normal at this stage, because the way we drill it is if I am in the corner, I get tagged, then place our opponent in that corner so that I can go around. You can throw them into our own corner, and then we don't give them enough space to recover and see what's coming. I can hit the Eziguri immediately, right? But
really does show some resilience.
JJ turns him around, gets a bit confused on in the ring and positioning, and this dropkick comes in the wrong corner. Joe Lando is still not able to protect himself from the Enziguri to then set up for the electric chair position, but this is the kind of detail that an experienced team that like CPF don't even have to think about, but JJ and I still have to get used to it and think about it a lot, right? If nothing else, just the idea that when we're singles, and obviously JJ Gill is a singles wrestler, I'm a singles wrestler mostly, it doesn't matter what corner you do things on, but when you're in a tag team, that now becomes a factor. The idea that there are some corners that are good and some corners that aren't and you want to stay away from, and that changes depending on what's been happening in the match. That's a lot to keep track of. There's more people to keep track of, more circumstances to keep track of, and we are going to have to get used to it. Anyways, this is cool, and you can see again here, JJ's basically having to ask me to reposition myself because I was too close for what we're going to go for. It's this kind of things that still aren't fully oiled up and loose and synchronized properly, right? Anyways, this is cool.
JJ Gale, the cyclone uppercut off the shoulders of Francisco, who hooks the leg on Lando. Danny Black just...
It's been a while. Danny Black able to surprise us. I think Gale was defending the wrong area of the ring. Maybe he was still looking for him. Didn't see him coming from the other side. That looks so much slimmer. And this has been a strategy I've been going for. The idea of like, okay, here we have these combinations. Let's try them. Let's try... And let's just keep changing in and out. Let's use the number advantage. Let's use the numbers game to our advantage. Danny Black was able to see it coming. He saw that at some point he was going to go for the Gale Force. I think JJ makes the sign, right? There you go. Yeah, JJ makes the Gale Force sign. He always does this before he hits the Gale Force. And when you're in a singles match, it doesn't matter. When you're in a tag team match and there's another person that can be there and see what you're planning, then he'll be able to counter it by catching you by surprise. And that is clearly what Danny Black did here.
Francisco holding him in position. Smart from Danny Black.
Absolutely smart. Great team.
That was a punch right to the back of the head. Followed immediately by that. Right on the money. Things kind of turn into chaos a little bit. Again, CPF have more experience in situations like this as a team. Maybe if it was just a scramble or something, I would be able to get the upper hand on it. But positioning, like luring their opponents into the right place, it keeps on happening. And I am used to that as well. So I was able to catch Joe Lando by surprise with this line. I went from a drop kick. Danny Black just quicker this time. He's insane, by the way. Look at this. How can you protect yourself to being stunnered on the floor? I haven't drilled myself for that. Or like having that stunner come from a weird position where it comes between the second and the bottom rope. There's nothing I can do to stop that. And JJ was positioned in the right place. FIJ. And they get the win. Very good on that. Like CPF just... They're the... oh my god, this. They're an established tag team, and they showed that. I think that experience that they have as a team and our inexperience as a team was a key factor to the result of the match here, right? I went to check on JJ.
Absolutely.
While at the same time giving him space. And what he's saying here is that, hey, listen, it's okay. It's 3 points. We can get more points. It's only 3 points we lose. We can keep on going. Like, he's into it. He took the loss well. I think he's enjoying the competition, having a partner to work with, right? We still got 2 matches. We're still good, okay? I'm going to go break down the standings on it. The thing about not having this win is that we are not depending on ourselves anymore to win the block, but we're still in contention. I think that is a big positive, right? Everyone loses in a round robin. If you just win all your matches, you just win the block, right? And then when it's 3 matches, the odds of you losing are shorter. Right. That takes us to Sheffield. And if you thought Wolverhampton was loving the centerpiece,
we're not going to relitigate that, but they are a part of the Great British Tag League. And given that in their view they were robbed of the opportunity in the stream.
By the way, is the stream is the image just the video here? This video here, is it choppy, by the way, or is it smooth? Tell me if it isn't smooth. Maybe it looks less smooth. I'm just afraid that it's very like whatever the opposite of smooth is. Again, all of this on RevProOnDemand.com if you want to watch the full match. We're not going to watch the full thing, just a few highlights. Anyways, listen.
Given that in their view they were robbed of the opportunity in the Trios Grand Prix, they are even more motivated here in the Great British Tag League as here comes the first of the Sons of Southampton.
I come out and I take my time. I know Sheffield by now loves and respects the centerpiece. So I'm just going to do an entire entrance. I'm expecting to do the full entire entrance and wait for JJ in the ring. Francesca starts announcing me, and I don't know who did it. They just cut my entrance.
I have no idea what he was trying to say. It's very loud in here.
I guess I have no entrance. Yeah, thanks. Poor Francesca, poor me. No one gets an entrance. Let's see what's happening here. Anyway, out comes JJ Gale. I think he's going to be like, oh, I guess he didn't have an entrance. But no, he's going to walk in with his hoodie, not see anyone, turn around.
It actually is good to see JJ Gale. Sure it is. Sure it is.
I never experienced this next to JJ. That was the first time. You can circumvent this by having a mashup team. I don't know if it's possible to do a mashup like that. But there maybe a Sons of Southampton theme coming. Right, anyways, this here. Let's talk about this here. Is there a good shot? Come on. Ah, we had a good one. When the light turns on. When the light shines on it. One more time. If I don't catch it, I'm sorry, but I'm trying my best. Ah, good enough. Is this good enough? Emma, what's up? Welcome to the stream. No interest for you? I know, right? They're so mean. Well, let's go with this one. Good enough, right? So, as I was a merch at the beginning of the show, my match was match 6, so I was there outdoors. I didn't go to merch during the break. I was surprised by a lovely group of people, some of them in the chat right now, that gifted me this t-shirt. This t-shirt right here. It says, on my way to ruin all your freaking plans. All your plans. There's no freaking, is there? No, there's no, on my way to ruin all your plans. And this beautiful gremlin drawing by MJ, who's on the chat right now, right? MJ is one of the voices of Waffly Bollocks and not Awfully Bollocks. That's something completely different. And Waffly Bollocks have this segment where they give gremlin points to wrestlers, depending on how gremly they act in that week. And there was, can I find it? I can probably find it. You lit a fire under me. RevPro live in London. These recaps are great. I wonder who edits them. Okay, so this was a few months ago. Coventry. Backstage reaction London's 2 weeks ago. No. Was it this last month? No, it was past that. Is it these ones?
Potted a hole in one with
Tix, Elon. No, it would be the ones before this then, if I'm with JJ. This is JJ accepting my thingy. I get JJ's theme stuck in my head all the time. Oh, yeah. You lit a fire under me. Oh, here we go. Yeah, they weren't doing the videos yet. Okay, here we go.
I want my spot right now. Am I ready? Is the microphone on? Good. Let's go. That was another outrage of justice in Revolution Pro Wrestling, and I cannot stand that this is happening again. I'm trying my best to not call it a conspiracy, but it's really hard not to. That match should have never started because people were not ready for it, right? You're supposed to have two opponents ready to go in their corners and everything, right? But I don't know what RKJ told the ref. I don't know if they were in cahoots waiting until it was the right time to strike. But I'm telling you that no match should start after someone hits someone in the back of the head with a freaking microphone. Am I wrong? Have I ever been wrong?
No, I've never been wrong.
I am not wrong. This tournament was not for me anyway. anyways. I should not be a part of it anyways. I should just get...
This is a tournament to determine the person that's going to wrestle for the Undisputed British Heavyweight Championship at the Revolution Rumble show that was eventually won by TK Cooper.
Be giving my title shot, and honestly, so should RKJ. This is an outrage of justice just because you want to put a little stupid tournament together to please some of the people that are the same people that have the goal to say that I don't belong in a place like this, but I do. I'm in the ring with Ricky Knight Jr., with Leon Slater, with Michael Oku, with Luke Jacobs, and my God, I keep beating all of them. I will not rest until I get my freaking title back. And if you think I've been doing the wrong one now, wait what happens in the future. I do not care how much chaos I'm causing because I'll be loving every time. And I will be a little gremlin that will ruin all your freaking plans. Move!
The gremlin thing just came to my mind as I'm yelling sitting in that chair right there. But the reason why it's on my mind is because of this segment that I just told you about in the Waffly Bollocks podcast, right? There was a conversation about it on Blue Sky, and eventually this happens, right? With, I don't know how long this has been in the works, but MJ from Waffly Bollocks creates this design, apparently commissioned, right? And I love it. And there was like a group of people with different colored shirts wearing these ones right here. It's the absolute best. Thank you so much. This is really cute, and I would like we should do something with it. It's a little FRN gremlin. Look at that. That's great. It is so cool. It was the best of surprises. I loved it. Thanks, MJ. Thanks everyone that was involved. Yeah, it's the best. It's the absolute best. And I'm also happy that we were able to show, even if just a little snippet, the t-shirt right there on the RevPro show, right? On my way to ruin all of your plans is great. It's just the on my way gets me big. Right. I know, like the people that had the t-shirt all there on the side. I don't know if you can see them, all right? Just realized I ignored the guy. This guy right here. Oh, you guys can see anything, can you? It was in the works for a little while. The gang were just waiting for the best time to get to you. Fame at last. Let's go. Nah, it's the best. MJ, I'm so happy with it. It was a delightful surprise. Thank you so much. Let me show the thing that I was talking about again.
Cisco and Gale have proven effective in the short time they've been together. Absolutely.
There it is. There's the gang there in the La row wearing it. I ignore this guy. He came to merch afterwards. I just realized that I ignored it as I'm watching this back. This person here, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I feel like I am very ingrained in just like the environment that I'm feeling it, and my eyes are not like focused on what's right in front of me, and that happens a lot to me when I'm wrestling, and this is one of those situations. Look at that. Oh no, I did touch him. Okay. I did touch him. I was afraid I didn't touch him. You shall now call you Gremlin Boy. Oh no. The Gremlin Boy, Francisco. That's gonna catch us. After all the work I put in the center. Yeah, I did touch him. Okay, I did give him my high five. Not that bad. Not that bad. All right, here we go. And he does love to keep our faves from us. Well, maybe after yesterday, he won't keep me away from Sheffield much longer. So thanks for the support.
Well, Southampton, when they debuted as a team in Southampton, was successful. They were on the losing end.
Hey, if nothing else, we got some like going up the turnbuckle synchronicity, and that's good.
Against CPF, therefore, they find themselves in the same position the Bryans were in earlier on tonight. If they lose here, they will be 0 wins out of 2, 0 points on the board, and that will almost certainly eliminate them from contention of being the winners of Block B.
So, the very successful pairing of David Francisco and JJ Gale.
So the match starts with chaos. I understand that Drew and Lacey are like not the happiest of guys after everything that's been happening to them lately, including losing to us, right? And there's like JJ's on the outside with Will Caven. I got a 2-on-1 attack on me. Mark Drew comes in and just jumps on JJ full body, but that does leave me and Kieran alone in the ring. And when I was telling you that I throw people around now, this is what I'm talking about.
Who did they win against?
Within Southampton, we'll look it up for you. I'll look it up in a second.
Go for it.
As a colour commentator, you could have done your research and found out what yourself.
Colour commentator? What the hell are you talking about? I get paid to sit here and annoy Quilden. That is my entire job. Huge fall-away slam from David Francisco. The son of Southampton by way of Portugal eats the shoes.
I'll tell you who it was against. I just remembered, and it's actually quite a valid point because it was against Drew and Lacey.
I don't have enough condition in my hair, you can tell that.
Match
the match continues. I see that JJ's not there. Obviously, I now know because I saw the footage and we talked about it, but I didn't know that JJ was like attacked on the outside like he did. I'm just gonna go for the end and then maybe a ruckus there. Make a wish. That sucks. And the match continues. We should discuss the end of the match. And the reason that makes me say that Will Caven was actually a factor in Drew and Lacey losing as opposed to winning this match. And it's the fact that he interfered so much and he ended up being a distraction for Drew and Lacey. So, JJ brings me into the match for us to do the very same drilled play that we did in Wolverhampton, the one that I was talking about, the positioning with Jolando. This time the positioning was much better. You know, we were able to work together on it. I'm talking about the uppercut Doomsday, the Doomsday uppercut.
Francisco with a roar as he runs into the corner.
Big corner Enzo Guerri. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ.
This time I knew exactly where to place myself. I think we have Mark Drew here. I made the mistake of positioning Mark not in the right place because Will Caven just dragged his foot under the rope and then got the Scottish ref's attention on it. So I'm in the ring, I see that Will Caven is out there. First of all, screw Will Caven, right? I just made him pay.
Francisco wiping out the former cruiserweight champion.
And then,
why would you say that? What a prick.
Maybe Will Caven is a factor that needs to be eliminated.
Picking up Mark Drew.
Oh, Drew. Absolutely.
I see this reversal by Mark Drew as an opportunity to give just that.
Francisco got... Did he get tripped up?
No.
And if there's something I can do, is trick the Scottish ref into making a decision that may not be the fairest one. Am I right?
George Best. He dove.
The referee is...
Just like Roberto Baggio. He dove.
Referee is caving out.
Absolutely being fooled, hoodwinked by the actions of David Francisco.
Using Mark Drew's and Kieran Lacey's emotions against them, got them very angry, caught them where they didn't want to be caught.
Oh, roaring uppercut. Rainmaker. Double supers.
I didn't get any of that super kick, by the way. That was all JJ.
Southampton.
What is this?
The looks of blue steel in their eyes.
That's strong London behavior. Listen, I never claimed to be a good guy. I'm just really smart. Oh yeah, we tagged on the wrong corner, by the way. I missed that. I'm gonna go back to see it.
Telling me about this maneuver. Jesus, the Francisco.
What was the name that was put forward earlier? The Gale Francis. What was it? TK had a good name for it, and I forgot it already. Here's a good example of how we are still not like a very a good team. We're not used to these tag team matches. JJ Gale is not in our legal corner. JJ is literally on Drew and Lacey's corner. But we just, like, after the tiredness and all the beating that we suffered on the match and everything, I didn't notice and JJ didn't notice. And the Scottish ref, you know, being someone who is such a stickler by the rules, enforced the proper tag, which I respect. That's all I want.
Roaring uppercut.
You will see him informing us. He's trying like to be distracted with Kieran, but he's informing us that that tag wasn't legal.
What is this?
The looks of blue steel in their eyes.
A wide-eyed look.
And he
from
told JJ,
Francisco,
hey, I know what you're doing. The tag
Oh,
isn't
Jesus
legal. You
Christ.
got it, or else I'm not going to be able to count. I appreciate him being a stickler for the rules this time. But it's okay. Mark True is out.
Jesus! The Francisco!
The Gil for Cisco. There you go.
The Sons of Southampton get the 3 count.
The Francisco Force.
Absolutely, the combination of David
He didn't call it the Francisco
kicking
Force.
against Gale Force. The Francisco Force wins.
I did discuss the move with
Sons of
Gideon, right?
Southampton 3 points, baby.
Emma, exactly. Well done to the Scottish ref. We have criticized the Scottish ref for a lot in the stream, but when when he's right, and he was right. He was right in everything he did here, from making sure we teamed right, from making sure we tagged, from making sure we did the tag in the correct corner, all the way to kicking Will Caven out. Great decisions here by the Scottish ref.
Win they did. With the brains of David Francisco.
Tag team finisher for the Sons of Southampton. Does he have a name? Saints Rose, maybe? There's been a lot of names thrown around. Gideon has called it the Francisco Force, which is my favorite name. TK called it the Gil Forcisco. Sandy here saying the Portugal Force, which I hate. And now you're saying Saints Row. We'll workshop on it. But hey, the Ruckus Swanton combination gave us wins already, and now this combination here is also pretty good. Francisco Force sounds a nickname for your fans. That is the Francisco Army. Right, Mark?
A part of the Great British Tag League.
Absolutely, they are still partaking. They're still
The Francisco Army. Not just in Southampton, as has been obvious by this weekend.
To be the winners of Block B.
I like Francisco Force better. I'm going to call it the Francisco Force, regardless of what name we end up deciding on.
Possibly as Block B winners
Isaac Murray with a nod of approval. Appreciate it.
in the finals of the
Still feeling about that name.
Great British Tag League.
The Gremlin and the Gale. Stop calling me a Gremlin. I only act like one. To be fair, I do have the hair of a Gremlin in this entire part of the match, so I understand it. I thought the fans were Portugals. That's what we've been calling them. The Portugals are the official fan club. People can be more than one thing, right? They can be part of any team they want, right? Yeah, like, go check out these matches on RevPro On Demand if you haven't had the chance to yet. I honestly believe that this is some of my best work in RevPro, especially the Sheffield match. There's a lot that I'm very happy with. I can't wait to just spend the 3 hours I'm going to spend grabbing clips from this and spreading these clips around. I am supposed to and earned my right to be a RevPro roster member and a wrestler that belongs in any show that Revolution Pro Wrestling puts up. If you don't like that, if that makes your guts tingle a little bit in hate and anger, oh no, oh my god, that sounds like a you problem. Because if you want to fight it instead of enjoying what's in front of you, cool. Alright, okay. Continue to Daniel Bryan at Royal Rumble yourself. Continue to do that. Gremlins don't have hair, that's Mogwal. Wow, okay, Mark, now we're being pedantic about Gremlin lore. No, not. Okay, with all of this, with these results and these matches over the weekend, where does that leave the Block B standings? And specifically, where does that leave the Sons of Southampton's chances of winning Block B and going to the finals of the Great British Tag League? I want to bring up the announcements of the block so that I can use that as a visual, oh, there we go, visual helper. Well, that doesn't work, does it? Because there's no faces on it. Anyways, Stripe us here, see? So, from these people, we, the Sons of Southampton, are the ones that have had the most matches, right? We had 2 matches. We only have 1 match left, okay? CPF have 1 match against us. True and Lacey have 1 match against us. Mills and Joshua have not had any matches. They have to have matches against the 3 of us. And then True and Lacey still need to wrestle each other, and that is the matches that are left in the block B. Okay, we have 3 points. CPF have 3 points. Okay. The only way that we would be depending on ourselves is if we won all the matches, okay? The thing about having one loss in a 4-team round-robin elimination tournament is that if you lose one match, you stop depending only on yourself to win. So right now, there's a lot of circumstances that can happen here, okay? Here's the first thing. True and Lacey already have a loss, so they won't be able to be in this position. But CPF for now are undefeated. Mills and Joshua haven't had any match so far. If they win all their matches, which means that one of them would beat the other, one of these teams would beat the other team, then I'm not counting with ties here, by the way, because that obviously at this stage, especially, that will complicate everything. But if any of these two teams just wins all 3 matches, they win the block. That's it. It's a that's it. It's over, right? So we are not in a position where we can do that. Obviously, we've lost one of the matches against CPF. If CPF win another match, actually, yeah, this is correct regardless. If CPF win another match, it is very likely that that means we're eliminated. Okay? I didn't fully do a full scenarios of the Great British Tag League, but if that happens, it is very likely that we are eliminated. Because even if we win our second match, and the only way we can not be eliminated is if we win our second match, CPF will have 6 points the same way that we do, and in the tiebreaker, CPF have defeated us, so they will win the Great British Tag League, right? As I said, the only way that we advance in the Great British Tag League is if we defeat Mills and Jay Joshua, right? We have to beat them to win the Block B of the Great British Tag League. Is the tiebreak on the versus record? I'm confused about your question, Paul, but I think you're asking... basically what I'm saying is that CPF defeated us, so if the tiebreak is between the both of these teams, then CPF just win the block. Because they have a win. We are tied, but they have a win over us, therefore they advance, right? Another thing that also needs to happen is that if CPF lose another match and we defeat Mills and Jay Joshua, then obviously we will just advance because the tiebreaker won't come into place, right? So we are really rooting for at least one of these teams, either True and Lacey or Mills and Joshua, to defeat CPF, because if that happens, that will increase our chances of being able to win the B block, right? And then there's a few situations here when it comes to True and Lacey, right? If True and Lacey, they have one loss, but they can still have 2 wins in the block, okay? If they beat CPF and Mills and Joshua, then we can advance only if Mills and Joshua also beat CPF. If CPF beat Mills and Joshua, even if we also beat Mills and Joshua, or if True and Lacey end up also having 6 points, then we are eliminated, right? CPF have this advantage over us, so there has to be something to balance that advantage out for us to proper be in the running, or be a bit easier for us to win, have less circumstances having to happen for us to be able to win the block, okay? So True and Lacey defeat both CPF and Mills and Joshua, and Mills and Joshua defeat CPF, we will, and we also defeat Mills and Joshua, then we win the block. But if it's the other way around, if in this scenario I'm talking about CPF defeat Mills and Joshua, then we don't win the block. Then CPF, in that case, will win the block there. So still a lot to happen. There is one more match for us, and in general in this block there is 1 hour match, and then 2, 3, 4. There's 4 matches in the block left. I will continue to update the block here as we keep on going. I just want to say that I think that all things considered, This was a very good start for the Sons of Southampton. This is the vision that I had, and I am very happy. I'm not able to show you yet. I'm sure that's going to come out over the week, but the 2 backstage interviews that we did, usually RevPro will do backstage interviews on every show. The 2 backstage interviews we did, JJ Gill was warming up more and more to the idea of the Sons of Southampton, and even on the last one, he was very heartfelt in saying that he thought that this was a mistake in the beginning when we started, and truth is, it has not been a mistake. I've been a man of my word. What a surprise, huh? What a surprise. Thanks to everyone that's been helping with the success of the Sons of Southampton, and above all, thank me for having the vision and the idea. You're all welcome. Yeah. Stripe has hair and he's a king of the gremlins. Who's Stripe? Stripe, king of the gremlins. Oh, he does have hair. Look at that. Is that like gray hair? Is he old? I've seen the movie. I don't remember. I've seen the movie a while ago. I just don't remember it. Yeah, I do remember Stripe though. Yes. Look at this gremlin. To be fair, that is Stripe, right? That kind of is Stripe inspired, isn't it? My gremlin moment on Sunday was giving Jay Joshua a Josiah bracelet. Let's go! That's very good. I respect that a lot. Jay Joshua's gremlin moment on Sunday was coming to the merch table wearing JJ Gill's coat. I'll call this now. Ring the conspiracy klaxon. CPF would fail to win the block, then cash in one of their trophies to make it a 3-way final. Hey, if it happens, you can come here to my chat and take a victory lap. You can do that. I promise you. They gotta use those wishes sometimes. That's true. That is a good way to do it. My house to get myself on the finals. I think that wouldn't be very well received, right? Your alto, shut up. It's a little break. Hey Nathan, how you doing? When there are... oh yeah, so they have to use them before Barcelona, before the next Trios Championship. That makes sense, that's fair. I'm gonna have to donate a Gremlin emote, I'll get on that. Yeah, we can just... Listen. Let's talk about making this stickers and more stuff. And definitely emotes and everything. But we'll discuss that. Especially if by any chance this was commissioned or everything, then it makes sense that person gets the money back and yada yada yada. But like we'll talk business. We'll talk business, right? Ah, cala-te o quê, pá? Mas isto é assim. É caralho. Bom. These 2 RevPro shows were not the only thing I did this weekend, because actually I had 3 matches in 3 days. On Friday evening, I came down from Wolverhampton. I was in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. Friday evening, Saturday night, Saturday morning. And 9 hours later, at 12 noon, I was in the ring in Bexleyheath High Street to defend the UKPW Inter-Regional Championship that is still here on the shelf, so you know what that means, right? That was defense number 5 of the Inter-Regional Championship, this time against Maverick Mayu. And it was in Bexleyheath High Street, which is actually turning into a staple of the shows in the UKPW calendar, right? It is a nice looking belt, right? And I am trying my best to make myself, I am the first person to hold this design of the belt, and I want to make myself synonymous with this design of the belt. And the way that I'm doing that is the thing that, the number that I'm chasing, let's put it that way, the thing that I'm chasing to make me, for me to feel like I am able to say that I'm the greatest interregional champion in the history of that title, is to become the person with the most title defenses, right? You should get a spinner. They're not my belts, right? I'm not going to make them, right? The UK, it's up to UKPW to make the belts, all right? Come on, what are we doing here? So this was defense number 5 on Saturday. Let me give you the list of people that I've defended it against. After, of course, I've taken the title away from Harry Sefton, I successfully defended the title against Fabio Romano, Connor Mills, Samuel St. Daniels, Jordan Breaks, and after Saturday, Maverick Mayu. Which means that I've wrestled all of CPF members in less than 24 hours. At least the ones that are in the country. That is another achievement that I hit, another milestone that I hit on Friday and Saturday. In less than 24 hours, I was in a ring with all 3 members of CPF that are in the country. Stream while you make the current belt into a spinner. I would ruin the belt and whatever spinner I would make. That would not be good enough, right? CPF are the UKPW tag team champions right now. They actually won those tag team titles on the last Falcon Wood show, which was about a month ago. That is now, that show, or at least the matches from that show, are now on the UKPW YouTube channel. And I think you'll agree with me when I say that CPF were not in the best of attitudes when it comes to winning those titles. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So the match was CPF versus Cody Salihu, Jay Alexander, and Delphine. Cody Salihu was, at the time, the UKPW Tag Team Champion, together with Prince Dean. Prince Dean was injured. He couldn't be a part of this match here. It turned it into a 6-person tag, where Delphine and Jay Alexander, who have not been the bestest of friends of Cody, decided to defend, to help Cody in these circumstances, and decided to help Cody in these circumstances and help him defend the titles. Basically, if Cody and his team won, then Cody would be able to win. And I believe there was some sort of stipulation where he would be able to pick a partner to continue to defend the titles with, and maybe Jay Alexander and Delphine were like, "I will help you, but we'll get a title shot." I'm not fully aware of the circumstances of that thing there, but there's definitely a stipulation that if CPF win, then they become basically Freebird Rules champions, right? The match was happening, and then at some point, Denzel Mack, who's been having some issues with Cody, comes out, and Cody can't help but distract him, especially because Denzel has the title belt that belongs to Prince Dean, as we're going to see.
Cody? Oh, wait a minute. Denzel Mack has come out with the tag team belt. Cody's gone to meet him.
So he's bringing him out, and this at first seemed unrelated, but as you can see, CPF were more than ready to take advantage of that situation there. 2 low blows by Joe Lando and Danny Black. Cody is alone, and there's Maverick Mayu. Mark Rothers, you're asking about him. There he is.
And wait a minute. Triple.
Double stomp, FIJ.
Drive.
And in this moment,
wow. What? We have just witnessed.
I'm sorry, I realize that this audio is very loud. I apologize. In this moment,
well, Grapple fans, the close personal friends,
CPF become the new UKPW Tag Team Champions.
They've got the belt. Do not look happy about Danny Black is signaling that there's only one belt.
Don't know what the deal is. Don't know if they thought like Cody was beneath them or whatever. I don't know what the deal is with Denzel Mack. I don't know if it was Denzel Mack that kind of like convinced CPF into this game plan to guarantee them success. I don't know if it's the fact CPF is kind of salty over the fact that they seem to not be able to win tag team championships. So here we go. You got tag team championships now.
3-on-1.
Danny Black is demanding the belt be put on his shoulder. What the hell?
I don't know if it was CPF kind of bullying Denzel Mack into the situation, because Danny Black is clearly asking for the title to be put back on his shoulder.
And Denzel Mack, what's he going to do?
There you go. All right.
Oh, come on.
Regardless of what the relationship is there, I don't understand what's happening there. But with the support of Denzel Mack, CPF win the UKPW Tag Team Championships.
And Cody Salah, who
Come on,
was crawled in the ring to get to Denzel Mack, and now you've got what?
And they're clearly not done with Cody.
Photo shoot now, is it? Is that what this is?
Now they're posing for photos. Delphine and Jay Alexander tried to help. Okay, maybe they didn't try to help. They clearly cowed out. I'm sorry, I spoke too soon. They want nothing to do with this. They just left Cody alone in the ring. And CPF decided to continue the assault.
I don't believe this.
This is disgusting.
I have no idea what the deal was here, but clearly they worked together.
Everywhere. Not anymore.
Well, the crowd's still chanting for
And now they're just trying to send a message, I guess, to the rest of the locker room, and definitely to Cody, right? Mean boys, I know. Dare you say, gremlins.
Back suplex into a pile driver.
Code breaker into the awful waffle there by Mayu.
CPF.
Cody Salah, who needs some help. This
CPF
is
clearly
getting
trying to send a message here to UKPW, but while this is happening, Tony Tanner realizes that this is happening here and tries to kind of call for backup. And listen, Sapphire and I are into it. Let's go.
No, Rick's literally flown into the ring.
I've endorsed Cody before. I've worked together with Cody a lot. I've trained him. And we were able to kind of get rid of the CPF boys. I mean, we were much fresher than they were after they had a match. And now leaves Denzel Mack, who didn't realize what he was getting himself into, alone in the ring.
Headbutt from Cody.
Difference in my look from this UKPW show to the RevPro show this weekend is crazy. Project Hexagon is going live and well.
CPF with their new best friend.
David Francisco's got the mic.
CPF, the way that you just won those titles, you have spat the legs in UK Championship.
He's not wrong.
I'm working hard to make sure that Giles will need something. And I'm working hard to make sure that everyone in this Hollywood sees competition the good ones.
David Francisco telling it like it is.
I'm always right.
Are very good at attacking people when it's 4-on-1. You are very good at getting help to win because it's the only way you can do it.
Well, yeah, it's points proven.
When it's 4-on-4.
Well, there we go. That's a gauntlet of a match there.
There's a match. That's true.
I think this can be a banger, and we can teach you a lesson. In September, next time here in Falconwood, how about Denzel Mack and CPF versus Tony Tanner, Sapphire Reed, Cody Salah, and David Francisco.
Let's go.
Challenge.
That is a match of the year candidate already.
Goosebumps.
Just from the announcement.
Well,
That's
that
the challenge
match,
that's been laid
the
down.
challenge was made, and very likely it's gonna be announced, I presume, happening in September. Maybe something needs to be corrected. Maybe they didn't accept it. I don't know what happened here, right? But the challenge is made. It's looming there, and that blends in together nicely with the defense of the UKPW Interregional Championship against Maverick Mayu, right? Difference between Gremlins negative and Gremlin positive. Gremlins can only be positive. It's like a cheeky naughtiness. Otherwise, they're goblins, demons, horrible boys. That's good. There's a difference between being a gremlin and a goblin, right? Close personal Gale for Cisco. There's a word that sounds like Gale for Cisco, and I can't think of what it is. Perchance, I will remember it soon. So not CPF, but CPG. Close personal gremlins. No, goblins. Close personal goblins. They're goblins here, right? Oh, no, I understand why the thing. Cheeky naughtiness. Yeah, that is... Hello, Emily. Cheeky naughtiness personal friends. Cheek personal friends. Close perchance Geef Wellington. Man, I really want to beef Wellington. That's crazy. Shout out perchance. Right. That bleeds in beautifully with this defense of the UKPW Interregional Championship. I'm going to show you the raw footage. Eventually it will be released for everyone to be able to see on the UKPW YouTube channel. This match, it was very intense, very good. I have a vlog already on my channel of the last time that I was here in Bexleyheath. I have definitely filmed and I have ready to edit a vlog of this day and also a vlog of the weekend of Sons of Southampton in RevPro. I'm going to be posting it, I'm hoping, sooner than I normally do. Let me show you a couple of moments here that are my favorite ones from the match here, right? There are hundreds of people watching this. It's great.
Watching? Yeah. Yeah. My turn?
Face of the crowd just being right there is great. Heel? Oh. Yeah, Maverick Mayu is a naughty boy when he's holding that UKPW Tag Team Championship. And the final moments of the match. I mean, yeah, it's only 30 seconds of ads every hour. That's the only thing I have. I don't even have 90 seconds anymore. Dropkick. I've added the dropkick to my arsenal. It's been very effective. I don't know who's screaming like that, but they loved it and I loved it too.
David Francisco!
Took it to the TK match. The part of the video that I did for YouTube is exactly talking about like, hey, is this like cheap and low rent? And like, it isn't. It's pretty cool. Just ask TK Cooper. He and the rest. How are you feeling? I guess you're going to be talking about that in your stream tomorrow, right? Is my little... Yes, it is. Okay. If the microphone works.
High Street, how you doing? Maverick Mayu, you're a tough son of a gun, let me tell you. That is the kind of challenges I want to have for this title. But at the end of the day, the centerpiece, David Francisco, is still your interregional champion.
Another win, another day, another win for the Portuguese. Wait.
Defend this title as I get to my record of defenses. I also want to...
Bexleyheath High Street, put your pickled eggs away and listen to me. I don't know if there's anyone around that was selling pickled eggs. I think the Ghostbusters were there, therefore they probably saw the pickled eggs were actually ghosts and fixed the problem.
What's wrong with you? There you go. I also want you to tell your friends from CPF that I am going to be right there to stop you at random bangers. Today was just a taste. I'll see you in September, buddy. Bexleyheath, thank you so much. I'll come out here in a second. Thank you.
There you go. So that was match 2 out of 3 of the entire weekend. Are pickled eggs nice? Anything pickled is not going to be nice. I doubt anything pickled is going to be nice, right? I miss this cover world. You can find nice food in the UK, just none of it is British. That is exactly my point, Wrestle Trash. That is exactly my point. Exactly my point. But an American, for example, won't know that no one know that rule. We're like, okay, there has to be British food because there's always local food from everywhere, right? That is good. So we're basically running a campaign on 2 fronts at UKPW. This was defense number 5. I found out over the weekend on this day, actually. I thought it was 6 defenses, but it's actually 7. Okay? Harry Sefton is the person with the most successful title defenses at 7. I have 5. So I need 2 more to tie that. I need 3 to be able to finally say that I am the greatest UKPW regional champion. So hopefully we'll be able to continue that as the summer goes on. UKPW has been very kind with the fact that they continue to give me challengers and continue to allow me to defend the title, which is exactly what I want. We just want to keep that momentum going, right? 3 more defenses. 3 more defenses and I achieve this goal that I want to achieve. And then the goal after that is to set up a record that will be even harder to beat for whoever wants to do it next time. But we're on 3 more defenses. We're almost there. So that's one of the fronts that we're fighting on. The other one is the Random Bangers. Around the corner in September, CPF and Denzel Mack against me, Tommy Tanner, Sapphire Reed, and Cody Salihu, the team you never knew you wanted to see, but you're going to love to see it. And that's in Falconwood. As we continue to move forward, as we go past August and everything that's happening in August, we will revisit that, I'm sure, here on FRN Live. And we'll talk about the path there and all the stories coming out of it. I don't know what the longest reign is, but let's find out together. I do know that the reign with the most defenses, which I think is a fairer way of analyzing this because it's independent wrestling and, you know, and there was a pandemic in the middle and everything. The reign with the most defenses was the Harry Sefton reign that I've ended, right? I think it benefits also from the fact that this has been the time, these last few years has been the time where UKPW has done the most shows. Therefore, there's going to be more matches for champions. But at least according to Cage Match, and Cage Match isn't fully up to date on this, but at least according to Cage Match, this is the list of champions. Includes people like Ashmore, myself as the champion. I am currently the champion right now. They don't have the date of me beating. I guess it needs to be updated. But I use this against, like, shout out to Luede, who helped me find one defense that isn't on the thing. And Maverick Mayo obviously was a previous champion, almost a year as champion. Danny Black was also a champion. Sapphire had 400 days, so maybe from the northern era of UKPW, she is the longest reigning champion, but she also had a lot of injuries that prevented her from defending the title. And then when it comes to just historically, the longest reign was Buff Broadside's reign. 706 days. There is the asterisk of this happening during the pandemic where there was no shows happening, but the number is there and needs to be respected, I believe. Anything else happen in Bexleyheath? Oh, Aleph, thank you. I don't have it on my notes. We do have to talk about something else that happened in Bexleyheath. Where is it? Where is it? They did. Okay. Okay, here it is. 2 minutes 10. Is 2 minutes 10 everything? Is this the longest video? Presume so. So Close personal friends versus close proximity fighters. You need to try Sheffield burritos. I've heard about these Sheffield burritos. I'll tell you what, remind me closer to the next Sheffield show, and I'll make a point of doing that. I have been enjoying stopping at the Northampton services, the newest services that open in Sheffield, like right at the entrance of the M1. They're really good. They're like a really nice place. So I've been enjoying stopping at them, and yesterday I had enough allowance in my calorie intake, because I didn't eat much during the day, to actually have a Whopper, and I was delighted at that. No chips, though. So, okay, this happened, right? This is Amraj. Amraj is the lead cameraman for UKPW. This was his favorite shot from the weekend. Oh, maybe it doesn't have sound. Okay. And Alf Edwards defeated TK Cooper and decided to speak on it afterwards.
Over the past few years, I've been on a bit of a roll, let's be honest. I've just beaten Big Ben McDonald. I've just beaten TK Cooper. I've beaten Jordan Breaks. I've beaten Jay Alexander. I've beaten Nino Bryant. I've beaten Danny Black. I have beaten every single person UKPW have put in the ring with me. Except for one man. And that one man is a man I know very well. I've known for a very long time. And I'm talking to him down the camera right now. That man is David Francisco.
Ooh, he said my name. Ooh.
Last time I was here in Bexleyheath, the ring was put over there, and me and David had one of the best matches I've ever had.
The ring wasn't over there. The ring was in the same place.
And I come up short.
Right?
I lost.
Am I wrong?
Every time I've been in the ring with David, I've lost. It's the thing, as I've said, I've been on a bit of a roll, and I think I'm owed something. I think I'm a #1 contender to something.
You're not owed anything. No one's owed anything. You've earned being in the conversation, and you're bringing in good points, but you're not owed anything. And I think that is the attitude that is going to be a problem as you finally get to the thing that clearly has been in the back of your mind, which is trying to get a rematch against me.
Now, David is the current UKPW Inter-Regional Champion.
Soon to be the best.
And I'd like to think that UKPW would like to have a little one-on-one after this, and we can discuss possibly a championship match next time we're in Bexleyheath. So this is a challenge to David, the man that I have never beaten. You've got nothing to lose, you always beat me, how about that? The thing is, David, I know I can beat you. I know I can. So how about that? One more time. Next month, August 23rd, Bexleyheath. Alf Edwards versus David Francisco for the Inter-Regional Championship. How do we think about that, people? Let's do it, David. I hope to see you next month.
All right. Anthony Russell on the chat. That's right. I've not beaten Cody Rhodes. I will see you at WrestleMania. I get the comparison. I think it is a fair comparison what you're saying here. He hasn't. He continues to mention the fact that he hasn't beaten me. The Alf Edwards that I've defeated is definitely not the same Alf Edwards that he is there now. This is how you become a contender and you get shots that maybe you didn't miss them. You missed on before, right? He ate an humble pie. Kept his head down. Decided to change a few things, worked hard, built himself a great resume of people that he has beaten. And that is very fair. And I think that that perspective is definitely the kind of perspective that I honor. And he's right when he's saying that I don't have a lot to lose, because he hasn't beaten me and I've beaten him, right? When it comes, is humble pie part of the great British cuisine? Oh my god. No, actually it isn't. Historically, as I was saying, made me lose my train of thought here. All aboard. Those arguments that Alf is putting forward are very fair. I think they do make sense. And having in mind that what I'm doing is collecting a number, when he says that I have nothing to lose, he's right. Because I've beaten him before. I'm trying to rack up defenses, and I've never defended the title against him. That is true. We were battling as I was building my own resume to get a final shot, a fair shot, a shot that wasn't fair when I first got it because Alf took it away from me at the UKPW Inter-Regional Championship. As I said, that Alf is not the same Alf that exists today. If he wants a shot at the title, and having in mind that he's put forward the way that he's earned it, then I am very happy to defend the title against Alf. If it's in Bexleyheath, if it's somewhere else, I think that's up to UKPW to figure out. I don't know if they already had plans for Bexleyheath. I know that I'm available. I know that they know that I'm available for Bexleyheath. It is on the same day as the RevPro anniversary show. It is close to Crystal Palace. I can do the double. I'm really good at this wrestling thing. That's no problem. Google Stargazy Pie and have instant regret. No, don't do that. Humble Pie, it's got fish head is in it. Is this like actual British cuisine? Because if it is, my god. The thing that I'm not super happy with is this idea that you're owed something. I appreciate that you're being much nicer about this, Alf, since you're talking to me when you're staring at the camera. I guess I'll do the same. But you're not owed anything. I've been able to teach you a few lessons in these interactions that we've had at UKPW. The fact that you wanted that title and I am the person that's holding it and not you, and it's synonymous with me, not you, when it comes to the past 2 years, should be enough of a lesson for you to understand the mistakes of your past. But this perspective that things should come to you is going to be your downfall. I don't sit on this chair or stand in the middle of the ring pretending to be someone I'm not. I don't act in a way that isn't of who I am. If there's something I am not, is dishonest. I own up to who I am, and that is part of the reason why that annoys so many people. The one thing that I've never ever said is that I am owed anything. In fact, it is the exact opposite. And everything that I've done, even if you like it or if you hate it, comes from the fact that I've earned everything that I've been able to achieve so far. How can you earn what you've earned and still stand in the middle of the ring after listing the things that you've done to make you earn it and say that you're owed something? Professional wrestling owes you nothing. You will build the thing that you want to build. And if you think someone else is going to build it for you, then you're wrong, and that's going to be your downfall. If you think that I've been building this for you, then you will never be able to get this, because this is not yours unless you make it yours. I hope that plays in the back of your mind as you stand in the middle staring me in the eyes and you realize that even though a lot of things have changed in this past year, it does seem that at the end of the day, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Because it is still David Francisco you're facing. And you still can't beat David Francisco. When it comes to me, this is me publicly saying it. I haven't had a chance to say this to UKPW privately because I'm reacting to it here for the first time. But I'm sure they've told me they love this. I'm sure they don't mind me doing this publicly. I am happy to take a challenge. I cannot guarantee it's in Bexleyheath. That is not up to me. But I'm happy to defend it against you. Once. And then I'll move on to more challengers. I want to rack up this number. But I am not the one that's on the spot. You are. And if you're going to put yourself on the spot like that, you got to be ready for the heat. You are not even ready for heat from yourself. You're owed something. Who cares if you're in the hometown now making a challenge? I'm the king of the high street of your hometown. Anyways. Sure, why not? That's my answer. Sure, why not? Once is all I need. You tried 3 times and you failed. If once was all you needed, then you wouldn't have to try 3 times and fail. Right, who wants to see exclusive purpose footage? This isn't out anywhere. This is what I told my wife, and now I have an 8-year-old. That is insane chatting here on my chat. That's crazy. Right. We got energy for one more real quick. This is not going to take long. But we're doing it. This is FRN Live. Thanks for sticking around, by the way. I feel like people are sticking around a lot. I really appreciate this. I hope that you're enjoying the stream and having a good time. Yeah, thanks, gang. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm not done yet. So I got one more thing to address, and then we'll move on. Before I do, I've had an idea for a format. I finally had an idea for a format for the RevPro channel. RevPro keeps being like, David, can you make one of your YouTube videos, please? Can you do this thing where you like, come on, we should have something on a YouTube channel, please? And basically, they were asking me to do things I do on my channel to basically just like repurpose them and put them on the RevPro channel as well. That feels weird to me, especially because it's weird that some of them go and others don't just because it's RevPro. But I thought of a format that I think works well for everything, for everyone involved, the people watching, me, and RevPro, which is a questions format. I just want people to like, I don't know if it's every week, it's every 2 weeks or whatever, you know, just an Ask David Francisco thing. It does. I just realized that it does overlap with the Ask Me Anything format that I had, that then I wanted to kind of change it to a short form thing as opposed to the long form thing that I used to do, because clearly it just didn't work, and I'm like, oh, it doesn't overlap. But I'm sure that there's like something, a question time with David Francisco, right? And maybe people can, if they want to send videos, they can send videos. If they want to send written, they can send written. If they want to send anonymous, they can send anonymous. And then I'll just address everything. I can address the things that happen in RevPro. I can address any other things that people want to talk about. And that could be a format that is exclusive to the RevPro YouTube channel. Maybe we can do something like that. I'm going to have to discuss this with the boss. What the hell? I don't understand these. Did I say something? Did I say something silly? What the hell? What's wrong with you, Sandy, Lauren? What is happening? What is wrong with you? Right. I promised you. It is now ready to put together and I'm confused too. I was like, grr, what's grr? What's grr? GRRRR. What's this about? What the hell is happening? What is wrong with you? Why not? What is happening?
Damien grr, okay? Okay?
No idea what you're referencing.
Okay? Damien grr.
No idea what you're referencing.
Does the chat know?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Damien good.
The chat is just asking, why are we growling at David? What's your question, Kat? It's TikTok. Of course. Listen.
I'm a brain rock kid.
I'm too busy making TikToks to be watching TikTok.
Brain rock kid. Can I be a cowboy? Okay, bye.
Get out of here. What is wrong with you? You can link it to me and I'll watch it after this purpose stuff. You people. Where was I? Cappuccino Assassino. Yes, we've seen Italian brain rot. We've been there. I gotta sort this out properly. When you do guest training, like in Portugal, do you have a special topic that you always cover? No. I like to structure them similar to Chris Hero's ones. Unless I'm specifically asked for something, but usually they don't ask me for something specific. It's just like, this is the circumstances, whatever you need. So what I do one of two things, right? I either kind of like ask around the class and be like, what levels are we on? Sorry, I do one thing, which is what Chris Hero did with our seminars, which is he would basically sit everyone down and be like, okay, what is the one thing in wrestling right now that is being a challenge and that you think I can help you with? It can be something like physical in a ring, but to be fair, and I've seen it happen, I've done 2 Chris Hero seminars, the majority of the times we will just sit down and we'll just talk about it. And that is definitely what happens there. What I do is I will like ask, for example, this Barcelona seminar that I just did, I asked to try and get a gauge of like gauge. Try to get a gauge of the level that the class was at. I had people that were on shows regularly, and I had someone that was like their second training session ever, right? So I then, having that in mind, I built a session where I'm able to touch on a few things that I think are important that also match the things that they asked they wanted to talk about and deal with. And then that ends up, my goal is to make sure that everyone feels like they had one or two things that are new or they haven't thought before that at least match the thing that they wanted to work on, while also benefiting from the thing that other people say they wanted to work on, and everyone gets to work on that. And I think that I've now have enough experience where I can very quickly have that range of things that people want to do and put together a session that can touch on all these things. Usually these sessions they start with very basic, like let's go for big fundamentals, and I get a chance to just explore deeper principles that I have when it comes to fundamentals, and then that it eventually goes into, okay, now you guys, I want to see a match of you, or I want to see a match segment or something like that. But the people that don't have as much experience won't do the match segments, but they will just watch and learn, right? Yeah, and that's basically what I do. But when the last one I did in Portugal, I saw a lot of like shows, and I knew the majority of people that were in class were people that were doing shows, and I'm like, okay, there is a lot about your timing and movement that needs work. Let me give you 2 hours on us just working on this. There was like specific things that I wanted to give them to it. I've never done a thing, and I know that there's like people who do that of like, here's my seminar on this topic, and then I just choose to do that topic because I want to I want people to get as much as they can out of me in the short time we have. I should do more promo seminars. But I had that thought when I finished the Barcelona one. Right. Purpose. First of all, can I change this capture? Yes, it works. Wonderful. Okay. It will soon be, but is now available footage of my defense, my valiant defense of the Purpose Wrestling Championship from the last event from Feel Good Inc., where I wrestled Sky Smithson. The challenge was put forward in front of me because apparently, and it is true, when I was building my resume to be able to challenge for the Purpose Wrestling Championship, I've beaten everybody except Sky Smithson. Therefore, spokesperson for the Purpose Wrestling Booking Committee, Michael Oku, decided that the right person to get a shot at the Purpose Wrestling Championship would be Sky Smithson. And I think that is fair. Sky Smithson does have a win over me, so she is a fair contender for the Purpose Wrestling Championship. This is how that match ended. Shall we watch? No. Computer says no. There you go. Sky Smithson is beating me up on the outside. She decided to take this fight to the outside. I am trying to get in the ring to try and keep things in the ring, and she's the one, this is important here, she's the one that's pulling me out. She's all anger or whatever. Maybe I provoke that. Maybe it's part of the game plan. The Purpose crowd, of course, is loving it. I tried to put the hold on. She bit me. She kicks me out of stage. And then I'm brilliant. See that not scrambling behavior? Naughty but made me laugh. There you go. I just think it's good strategy, you know? I asked people around me if they were going to cry because I knew exactly what people were thinking. Oh no, this is not a fair way of defending the title. Oh no, oh my god. Oh, really? Really? Is there a hierarchy and ways of winning a match in professional wrestling? There's 5 ways of winning a match in professional wrestling. Chat, can we name them? Should we name them together? 5 ways. Who can name them? If you've been paying attention to the streams, you know these ways. I'll wait. I'll wait until the messages appear right here. I got time. I got nowhere to go. I'm not eating Indian anymore, apparently. Pinfall. Disqualification. Count out. Submission. Ref stoppage. MJ with the clearing everything. And Anthony Russell says knockout. Knockout is ref decision. Being knocked out in a wrestling match doesn't automatically mean you're going to lose the match. There's plenty of knockouts in a wrestling match that don't lead to knockout. Like if you're able to pin your opponent when they're not moving, they are knocked out. But a knockout is not a direct condition to win a standard professional wrestling match. If a referee decides to stop the match because of a knockout, he has that power, but that is a referee stoppage via knockout, not a knockout decision, right? Submission, PFL, DQ, count out, don't know the fifth. It is natural that normally we don't know the fifth. The fifth normally is the one that is the hardest one for people to know if they haven't been explained. That is not, don't feel bad if you don't know the fifth one, but it's basically a referee stoppage, referee's decision, right? Referee can decide to end the match at any time, can declare it a no contest, can declare it a knockout. Those are all included under referee's decision, referee's discretion, basically. Is there, in general, any sort of hierarchy of these methods of winning a match? Is there a method that is somehow better, more valuable, dare I say more noble to win than another one? And if there is, why are we saying this? Why would people say that there is when the rules don't reflect that? The value coming out of the win is the same. The records book will show the same thing. The winner's purse is the same. There is no hierarchy of methods of winning a match in professional wrestling. I politely refer to the honorable Portuguese gentleman to the Lord Mountain rules of wrestling. This isn't Lord Mountavon rules, right? This is the current standard rules of professional wrestling, right? So no, there's no hierarchy of winning matches here. As Emma Loves You says on the chat, there's no hierarchy if you're a champion, but there is if you are the challenger. That is correct. But not because its method of winning is more valuable per se, but because the rule is that the title can only change hands with a very decisive method, right? And to give the champion an advantage when it comes to trickery. I mean, if I can win a title by disqualification, don't you think I am trying to trick the referee into disqualifying the champion so that now I'm the champion? I have said this before. I sit here on this chair and I am honest about who I am. If it's within the rules, then you should be able to use them to your advantage. I'm not doing anything that isn't against the rules if that's within the rules. But it isn't within the rules, and that is fair, right? Pinfall and submission are the most honorable? No, they're not. They are only the only ways that you can win the title. And they're not because of honorability. They're because of conclusiveness. They're because of conclusiveness. It is not very conclusive. It does not lead to strong conclusions for a title change for a challenger to win a title over a countout. I know that it opens a can of worms on the other way because then the champions can take advantage of that. But champions taking advantage of those circumstances is better than challengers taking advantage of circumstances, because you can always, afterwards, book a champion to be in a situation where he can't take advantage of those circumstances, and that will make the fight fair, as opposed to having title changes that are not fair because a challenger took advantage of those circumstances. You have to choose one. And it's better to give champions advantage than to give challenger advantage. Can a belt change hands on a ref stoppage? I won via submission. Yes, Michael Oak won the Purpose Wrestling Championship over Nino Bryan because of a ref stoppage, due to knockout. Ref decided to end the match. Nino wasn't responsive and couldn't defend himself. Most honorable way, handshake and admitting you're not as good as the other person, followed by a cup of tea. Handshake. You know what? Here we go. Like, I'm just going to lay down. You can pin me. Go ahead. So, I do not want to hear anybody step up and say that somehow this win is not as valuable as the way that I defeated Nino Bryan, or the way that I defeated Leland Bryant, or any other win that I've been having. And there is no argument either, because it's not like Sky Smithson won by a countout. It's not like I decided to walk away from the ring. I won the match. It just happened to be via countout. I didn't bring the match to the stage. That wasn't me fighting people on the outside. I'll be so excited to see a cup of tea in a wrestling venue. Oh, you are not from the time of Big T Justice. Do you get it? So do me a favor. Don't cry about it. And if you're going to cry, maybe use your tears to finally season your food properly. Go argue at a wall. I'm the Purpose Wrestling Champion, and I have defeated Sky Smithson. So I can leave her behind. I didn't beat Sky Smithson, I impeded Sky Smithson. If I put on a backslide, for example, am I not impeding Sky Smithson from kicking out? What's the difference? How is impeding something not winning? If you're going to sidestep a knockout as a way to end the match dispute, it being the rules, No, knockout is a way to the knockout is a way to end the match in Lord Mount Van rules, because you're not supposed to attack wrestlers when they're on the floor. Which is not like we attack wrestlers on the floor all the time when we're not wrestling under those rules. That's why you always see them wait until the wrestler is on one knee, because attacking a wrestler that is not on at least one knee is illegal. And if they can't respond, then there's a knockout. There's also an 8 count, which you don't use in wrestling at all. We cannot compare the rules to the Mount. There is no direct correlation between the rules we use today and the Lord Mountvan rules. There's inspiration maybe and elements of it, but there's no direct correlation to them. A pinfall is a victory earned by means of incapacitating your opponent by wrestling as opposed to trapping them on a stage. Incapacitating, is it not impeding? I think that's totally valid as a win. Good creative use of furniture. Thank you. I'm smart. I'm very good at adapting the circumstances to me. You still have the championship, therefore it should count. Yes, I won the match. As I said, put your little tears in a little bottle and go and season your food properly with them. Should he have pushed her into the steel deck technically and not the steel deck into her? No. I didn't hit her, I trapped her. Also, referee's discretion, right? I didn't attack her in the head with something. I technically pushed the steel deck away from her, and then circumstances happen, am I right? Impeding entails the ability for them to continue. Incapacitating implies stopped to an end. You're telling me that Sky Smithson couldn't get up and come back into the match? I think she could. She just couldn't do it in time for the ref to do the count, because it was a count-out decision. You're all trying to find a... You keep shifting the goalposts. You just keep moving those goalposts around to fit your narrative. There is no hierarchy of wins. I won this match. A count-out is as valuable as a pinfall. If you're sad over the fact that it wasn't the way you wanted it, why don't you join a wrestling school? Why don't you join a wrestling school and make it the way you want? You can win the matches all the way you want. I know the rules. I know what I can and I can't do. And this is absolutely valid. The rules and the facts don't care about your feelings. Go argue at a wall. You be nice to my goalposts, they have wanderlust. Listen, hard to be nice, because then this happens. So I win, I'm trying to get my celebration, and then my music stops playing? People are throwing garbage in the ring. Like, how dare they? Look at this. Garbage being thrown in. Two cans of it. We have the perpetrators on camera now. If we want to take action, we will. Then my music stops. Why is my music stopping? And then Nino Bryan's music plays. Why is Nino Bryan's music playing? Why can't I just have my moment? Is this planned? Who's involved in this? Is Michael Oku involved in this? Was this a plan? Is Nino Bryan making plans with Michael Oku now? Clearly have been set up for this. And the Purpose crowd is just chanting Nino's name gladly. If it was me attacking Nino Bryan from behind, anyone would like it. 2 weights, 2 measurements. I'll show you what he said. I'll let you speak.
the Sean Saeed, where your boy King Cameron gets involved, you are immediately stripped of this year's title.
Oh, yeah! Let's go,
If I understand that correctly, it appears the way you took that championship from me cannot be the way you keep it from me.
Let's go, Nino! Come on, Simmons.
The thing is, just beating you for that championship on the line again, I don't think that's enough to take your pride. Because you have had an illustrious career. You've won titles, you've lost titles, from fantastic to the centerpiece. There's one thing you've always had, and there's one thing you've never lost, and that's your ego. I can take your ego. So here is the challenge. Me versus you, Nino Bryan versus David Francisco for the Purpose Wrestling Championship in a 30-minute Iron Man match. Deep down, I know that you know I am better than you. I don't think your ego lets you realise just how far and wide that gap has grown. So the question is, what happens to your ego when I beat you 3-0? 4-0? 5-0? I'll tell you what, I rid you of your confidence, I free you from your arrogance. I hit you where it hurts in your ego. I leave you embarrassed and ashamed, and I walk out 3-time Purpose Wrestling Champion.
The microphone costs money. I'm knocked out. I don't remember any of this, by the way. I remember zero of this. I only came back to me like half an hour later. I have zero memory of this. I was able to obviously I saw the raw footage when it was available to me, and yeah. Motherfucker brought the fantastic thing up. It's a fucking idiot. This ego and this confidence that you're going to rid me of is the key to my success. And me without it, me forcing myself to push myself down, is just me being a RevPro contender again. If there's one lesson I learned, there's one lesson, the main lesson I learned when I was a contender at RevPro. And the success I'm having right now is the results of me properly learning that lesson. It is very funny that Nino Bryan, that doesn't need to eat shit for 2 years as a contender and now is a cruiserweight champion, wants to walk around telling people that they need to put their egos in check. I did. It brought me nothing. There's also the idea that he's challenging me for an Iron Man match because it's going to expose me. Ooh, he's going to beat me 3-0 and 4-0. Who's underestimating who? Think I'm afraid of an Iron Man match? I just wrestled 3 matches in 3 days, gruesome as hell, and here I am sitting on this chair, hardly being able to walk, let me tell you. And I'm doing like this. I'm 3 hours into this stream. Talk about an Iron Man. I'm not afraid of a freaking 30 minutes Iron Man match. I'm not afraid of a 30-minute Iron Man match with Nino Bryan. 2/3 of the things that he knows, he learned with me. The other third, he learned it from Michael Oku and Connor Mills, 2 people that I have the number of. I'm sorry you're emotional. I'm not being very empathetic, am I? I'm sorry Nino Bryan is emotional, and I'm sorry that he's feeling like he needs to take out his frustrations on me. Maybe Nino Bryan's time in Purpose Wrestling is over, right? Maybe it's time for it to move on, and he just doesn't want it to move on. He wants to cling on to it. I am a champion that will gladly and happily defend the title against anyone. And if he wants a 30-minute Iron Man match, by God, sure, let's have a 30-minute Iron Man match. I'm not scared. I've never been scared. I'm definitely not scared of Nino Bryan. What happens when that Iron Man when the Iron Man match ends? You're the one that comes out embarrassed. You're the one that comes out with a fragile ego. Careful what you wish for, bro. Careful what you wish for. I've beaten Nino before. And I can just do it again. And now that we're changing circumstances a little bit, do you think an Iron Man match is not going to benefit me? Have you not been seeing what I mean? I mean the role of my life. Because of how smart I am. And I am not afraid of saying this because I believe this to be true. No one can stop me. You couldn't. You tried. The only way you could stop me is by attacking Kian and myself from behind. You have to come in, distract me with your music playing, maybe have the help of someone else. Iron Man match, one-on-one. Get out of here. Shut up. I am just hoping, and I'll do this for you. I am hoping that after the end of that Iron Man match, after I come out of that Iron Man match as the Purpose Wrestling Champion, you will finally feel relieved of your duties, and you can stop putting this pressure on yourself. Nino, it's almost like you think you're nothing without the Purpose Wrestling Championship. I understand that I've built a platform where you found yourself. I get that. I trust me, I respect that. And you're welcome. But I never intended for it to be your only connection to who you are. I mean, don't tell me that you think that you are only yourself when you have that championship around your waist. Brother, you have to be more than that, surely. You have to think better of yourself, surely. It's been announced already. It's going to happen. But this is my official statement on it. Thumbs up. Let's go then. Show me what you got. Saturday, 9th of August, Wimbledon Library, anniversary show. It's happening. And eventually will be available on YouTube. But you don't have to wait until it comes out on YouTube or on the Patreon. Thanks for everyone who's part of the Patreon. Gets to see it at first. Come and join us in the library. It's a pretty good show. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Right. Is that it? Is that all my notes? Yes. Never hide your light under a bush. A bushel? Bushel? What the hell is a bushel? Made me go. Why is this? What kind of expression is this? Where is it? This. There you go. Imperial in a U.S. customary unit of volume based on an earlier measure of dry capacity. What's a bushel? It's just a basket? Never heard that expression before. Just never put it under a basket, I guess. Fine, I know, right? I agree. I agree, Wrestle Trash. I agree. Right. Wow, this was long. I mean, to be fair, I was able to extend it, so we're all good. Okay. Looks like a barrel. Not a barrel, it's just like a little basket, isn't it? But it's a basket, probably a basket that is made of the same thing as a barrel is. Ah, right. Gang, with that, it is almost 8:30. I am starving. I'm going to go for dinner. But a few shout-outs that I want to put forward. I want to shout out everyone that left some bits. Pure TKC, Defo Ain't Laurent. Defo Ain't Lauren. Thanks so much for Anthony Russell for your 2 months. And thanks everyone for checking out the stream as always. What do you got next weekend? So I got enjoy your beef Wellington. I will. I don't know if I will have it today, but at some point soon I probably. You know what? I'm probably only gonna have beef Wellington after the anniversary show because we are on track for the anniversary show. So there is RevPro 229, but I cannot confirm that I am a part of it. There is UKPW in Chichester, but I cannot confirm I'm a part of it. So I may just spend my time at the London School of Wrestling teaching classes, and then I'll definitely make my way down to the 229, even if I'm not on the show, because obviously Phoebe has said that she wants to order a show to be collected there, and I'll be there to deliver, and to just say goodbye to the 229, I guess, right? The last show at the 229. I had a lot of good memories of the 229. I may do a YouTube video retrospect on it, or maybe I'll bring it here to the next week to the stream, to FRN Live. He seems like he has more ego than you. I know, right? Doc is pay for the mic damage. Kids today don't respect. Oh, that's the other one, right? He just throws the microphone on the floor. Honestly. He just kind of like, he wants to break the freaking microphone, doesn't he? Bushel is biblical. A thing that hides your light. I gotta Google this. I'm very curious. Bushel Bible. Oh, it's just it's a metaphor. Matthew 5:15. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Right. You show the light. You don't hide it under a bushel. Oh, that's interesting. Nice metaphor. There's good metaphors in not just the Bible, but all of religious hashtag content. Thanks, gang. Thank you very much. Thanks for being there on that side. I think today was really cool. There's a lot of people are watching this, and that's great. I hope you have as much fun being here, part of the stream, as I have being here shouting at a microphone for 3 hours. If you missed any parts of the stream or everything, not only is this available to watch on Twitch and forever on YouTube, because I'm also on YouTube right now streaming. Thanks very much for everyone watching there. But I'm gonna like chop it up and put it in. There's a whole thing with the idea. I know that I've started doing a second channel to put the stuff on the stream, but actually having in mind how YouTube has changed things a little bit recently, everything being on the main channel in a playlist that is a video podcast is actually better, and that's what I'm gonna do. So the FRN Live branding is gonna come back. Doesn't matter. It's details, but if you follow me on YouTube, if you subscribe to me on YouTube, then you'll be able to see this. If you've seen this already, you don't have to watch it, but it will be there for prosperity. And I'm going to have not Indian, but as I found out eventually, Nando's. I'm going to have Nando's. So they just released a chicken Caesar thing that I wanted to try. So I'm going to try it today. And I think, yeah, I got enough calories for it. It'll be all good. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Scott. Thanks, Sarah. Emma, thank you very much. Have a good weekend. I'll be back here on Monday for another stream or on your favorite social media platform every time, including Blue Sky. I promise. Bye, gang.